family. And if people go to the time and trouble of listening and watching, then we've got to do a good job for them.
Well, I'm here, right in the epicentre of the protest.
Here we go again.
You just tuned in. Where have you been?
It is raucous here tonight.
That's what makes us the fearless champion of Britain.
Good afternoon, Britain. It's 12 o'clock on Thursday, the 6th of August. Up here in Durham, my name's Tom Harwood, as it is all over the country, actually. And town holding the fort in London for us is my co-presenter, Dawn Neeson. Today, we're celebrating Britain.
Thank you so much, Tom, in Durham and all over the country, and I'm Dawn all over the country as well. Yeah, today at GB News, we're celebrating what makes Britain great in a very special day of coverage. From Aberdeen to Durham to Leeds, Essex, Belfast, and of course, Barry Island. The People's Channel is putting you, the great British public, at the front and centre as we celebrate Britain.
That's right, and I'm celebrating Britain up here in Scotland, talking to real people, talking to real businesses, real politicians here in Aberdeen.
Here in Barry Island, we're taking Celebrate Britain to quite literally new heights. Stay with us, it's going to be a bumpy ride.
Yes, and I'm here in central Leeds celebrating everything there is about the great British tradition of market stalls. Training's been going on here since 1207, that's before the Magna Carta was signed.
Under a Reform government, this betrayal ends. We will introduce the toughest penalties in the world for those who employ and profit from illegal migrants.
OK, in other news, Reform UK, it says it would jail company bosses who use or employ migrant labour as they pledge to end illegal working in Britain. And yet, standing in pubs. Westminster Council has come under fire after recommending a ban on, standing in pubs in the West End. What on earth is going on there? And it's been reported that weight loss jabs may be linked to at least 216 deaths in the UK. But there's more to this story than meets the original eye, so stay tuned for all the details on that one, please. And a huge thank you to all our listeners. GB News Radio is celebrating its best ever audience results, with this show's audience growing an incredible 66% in a year.
Well, what a day it is to celebrate Britain right across the country. Dawn, I don't know about you, but whenever I'm up in the northeast of England, I am overwhelmed by the sense of community, by the sense of just good wishes from everyone about the place. Today, we're here in Durham Market, speaking to so many people who've been working here, some for many, many years indeed. Durham Market itself has been continuously going for 175 years. It's just one of those wonderful places that you can come to celebrate Britain.
Oh, Tom, I'm actually very, very jealous of you. And I've seen your university little clips you used to make when you were up there as well. And if the viewers and the listeners are very lucky, we might play some of those later. They're great fun. Because this show is, especially today, all about you, all about the viewers, and especially today, the listeners. Thank you so much for making us so popular on radio. And we want you to join in today more than ever. So, as always, it's really easy to get involved. gbnews.com/your-say, or scan the QR code. And so we've got a cracking show for you from around the country, talking to so many different people, because that's what GB News is about. It's about you, your thoughts on what you want to say about anything, no censorship here. All of that coming up after the news headlines with Tatiana Sanchez.
Dawn, thank you very much and good afternoon. The top stories. Home Affairs spokesperson Zia Youssef says Reform UK pledges to hold bosses of companies who are found to be using illegal migrant workers personally liable. He said young British people are being shut out of entry-level jobs and our whole economy is being undermined. Reform UK vows to fine firms 10% of their global revenues and jail bosses who employ people without the right to work. Reform wants to call this a Deliveroo law. They're also pledging it will be the harshest penalties in the world for companies caught using illegal migrants as workers.
Over 1 million young Brits are now out of work and education. The Tories and Labour made Britain one of the softest touch countries on earth for illegal workers. They created an ecosystem in which illegal migrants are funnelled directly into our national economy, driving down wages and funding the despicable people smuggling gangs. Under this legislation, company directors will be held personally and criminally liable for systemic illegal working within their businesses, regardless of whether they claim personal knowledge of individual breaches.
In other news, Gianni Infantino has apologised for errors he made in controversial plans to sell off stakes in competitions to private investors, but he will remain the FIFA president after receiving the backing of senior executives in a meeting in Morocco. Infantino summoned members of the management board to FIFA's Africa office in Rabat following mounting criticism of his failed proposals, with World Football's governing body releasing a statement of support 4 hours after the meeting had ended. It's after European football's governing body UEFA said at the weekend it lost confidence in him, calling the FIFA Forward Enterprise proposal a shabby, backroom, opaque deal. Elsewhere, a University of Cambridge professor at the centre of a plagiarism row has resigned with immediate effect. The university said it launched an investigation into Professor Jason Arday following new information about his academic qualifications and honorary appointments. Mr Arday has been accused of plagiarising parts of his PhD thesis, a book he published, and exaggerating his sporting and fundraising achievements. In his resignation letter, the youngest black professor ever appointed at Cambridge University said he no longer wished to live under a constant spotlight. He admitted errors in his work, but said he'd faced an unrelenting level of public scrutiny and personal attack. He also said he was not a liar. A record 10,293 referrals were made to the government's anti-extremism scheme PREVENT in the year to September 2025. That's according to new figures published by the Home Office today. The total is up 39% in the previous 12 months and is the highest number of referrals in a single year since data began in 2015. Of the 10,279 referrals where the age of the individual was known, 11 to 15-year-olds made up the largest proportion, followed by 16 to 17-year-olds. Some 393 referrals were for children aged 10 or under. England's rivers, lakes and coastal waters remain in a challenging state, with only around 1 in 7 classed as being in a good ecological condition, according to the first comprehensive assessment of their health in 6 years. Data from the Environment Agency show that while 15% of rivers are classed as good, fewer than 7% of lakes reach that level. No single waterway passed a separate test for chemical pollution. The biggest individual problem is phosphate, a nutrient from sewage and farm runoff, with around half of rivers still exceeding safe levels. A Latvian man has been extradited to the UK and charged over the death of a 12-year-old boy in an alleged hit-and-run more than 2 years ago. Keaton Slater died after he was struck by the car in Coventry in June of 2024. He was pronounced dead at the scene. 23-year-old Delars Alexanders has been charged with causing death by dangerous driving after an extradition operation involving British and Latvian authorities. He was flown to Gatwick Airport yesterday, taken into custody. He's appearing in court today. Now, a petition urging Andy Burnham not to release PC Andrew Harper's killers has now surpassed 500,000. On Tuesday, the Prime Minister approved plans to let a number of criminals, including those guilty of murder, become eligible for early release just halfway through their sentences. Two of those who could be released include Albert Bowes and Jesse Cole, both of whom were convicted of manslaughter in 2020. And Kemi Badenoch is facing growing backlash after a former neo-Nazi who withdrew as a Conservative council candidate was offered an advisory role within the party. Joshua Bonehill-Payne had been selected to stand in Somerset despite previously being jailed for subjecting former Labour MP Luciana Berger to what a judge called a cruel campaign of vile racist abuse. He's withdrawn his candidacy, saying he needs to show the Jewish community how much he regrets his previous actions. But Labour says giving him an advisory role is an insult and claims it raises serious questions about Kemi Badenoch's judgment. Ms Badenoch had defended the decision to select him as a new candidate for the new Somerset Council, saying he had been rehabilitated and her party believes in second chances. Those are the latest GB News headlines. More from me in half an hour.
For all the latest from GB News whilst you're on the go, get the GB News app. Scan the QR code now to download or visit gbnews.com/app.
So, good afternoon, Britain, and indeed celebrate Britain. It is 10 minutes past midday. I'm Dawn Neeson in the studio, and we have a wonderful team all around the country for you. And, of course, most importantly, we've got you at home watching. Adrian's been in touch, says, hi, Dawn, happy birthday, GB News, Britain's greatest news channel. Many more good years to follow. I've been watching from day one. And John says, oh, Dawn's got a nice, relaxing afternoon without Tom sitting next to her. There's no escape. He is in Durham, but he is in my head all the time. Don't worry about it. But we have got a cracking show for you, so treat yourself, put your feet up and keep us company. Throughout the day today on GB News, we are indeed celebrating Britain in honour 5 years of the channel. That's right, we're going to be up and down the country representing you, the important people in all this. It's not about us here, it's about you. We're in Belfast, Aberdeen, Durham, Leeds, Essex and, of course, Barry Island. So let's go straight. I told you there was no escape. Let's go now to Durham, where actually there's Tom Harwood waiting for us. Tom.
Certainly is, Dawn. You can't get away from me that easily. Well, I'm here in Durham Market, which is 175 years old this year. And let's see who we can speak to here at the market. Actually, here we've got a remarkable stand with some live bees in it. And actually, I'm joined by Dave Toolman, the apiarist here. Dave, how long have you been running this sort of bee-centred stand?
Yeah, we've been around about 3 years commercial now. So it's quite a new venture on the stand itself. We've sold from the farm. We've got a little honesty box, which has been really good because it's reaffirmed our faith in humanity. Because we did think we might lose a bit, but we haven't. Everybody's been very honest, which is always good.
That's fantastic. Do you think that's something particular about County Durham, about the northeast of England, that sort of sense of honesty and community?
Oh, definitely, 100%. You know what everybody's like. Everybody does the best for you, and the support we've had from everybody, even here on the market, it's been brilliant.
Now, talk me through what products you have here, all made from your own apiary, I suppose.
Yes. We've got somewhere around about 80 to 100 hives, so spread out through the northeast. And we don't keep all our eggs in one basket, as it were. The home apiary is just to Chesley Street, so about 8 miles up the road there. And yeah, we're in the middle of the harvest now. We're coming towards the end. Take the honey off, and then we produce the products from there.
So what have we got here? We've got some honey, some pure beeswax, some honey soap. So how long does it take to make all of these different things?
The beeswax for us is really a byproduct. When we take the honey off, we get wax cappings, which we then refine down to make the pure beeswax, and people buy that for everything from polish to waterproofing clothes, and we've even got an archer comes in to use it for his bowstrings, to keep his bowstrings dry. So yeah, I mean, it's loads and loads of uses. Again, it goes into the lip balms and the soaps, wax in there, and of course the honey as well. And one of our friends from the Durham Soap Company makes all of those for us. We just supply the raw materials, as it were.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic that you can get so many different things out of your beehives. I've got to ask, can I try some of this honey here?
Grab yourself a stick.
Righty-ho. Now,
all, but no double dipping, of course.
No double dipping. So what have we got here? We've got
a wildflower honey. So that is basically a taste of County Durham. It's all the dandelions, the blackberries, oilseed rape, everything that grows in this area naturally. So you get a really good depth of flavour to it. I'm not a fan of monocultures, where you have just one field, but this is a good mix, so it gets a really, really nice flavour.
I hadn't thought about that. So depending on where the bees pollinate, the honey can taste different depending on the flowers that they use.
Yeah. It can taste different hive to hive. It literally depends on what those bees have been picking on that particular day. So it's quite a diverse product, as it were.
Well, that is a very, very tasty runny honey. Now there's a set honey here. I'm going to use the other end of the stick. And what's this one?
Well, basically all honey wants to crystallise as soon as you get it out. So what we do is we control the crystallisation process. So rather than it turn gritty and grainy, where you can really taste the crystals, that should be lovely and smooth, like almost like a caramel, rather than being, well, quite gritty. The big difference, I think, this one goes best on your porridge, your oats, that sort of stuff. This one, it's a spreadable version. Really good on hot toast, crumpets, that sort of thing.
And it is delicious, I have to say. What's the difference in making these two different? How do you make... How are they different? I mean, if they're made of the same stuff, how are they so different?
We take this one and we allow it to crystallise. Once it's crystallised, we then use a pestle and mortar to grind it to get a really, really smooth consistency. That's then your seed honey. You add about 1 in 10 ratio, so that goes back into this honey, and when that crystallises, it takes on the smaller crystal that you've created rather than the larger one.
Right, we are running out of time, but just quickly, I'm going to have to try this chili-infused honey.
Yeah, very popular.
Yeah, and what? So this is just a sort of runny honey with chili?
With chili. Goes absolutely brilliant on things like crispy belly pork, chicken wings, good on a pizza, and you've been very brave there. That might be a little bit warm. So,
well, if it is a little bit warm, let's find out. And I might have to quickly hand over. Okay, here goes nothing.
Lovely sweetness, and then the warmth creeps up behind it.
It's not, and now it is getting a little bit hot. So I'm going to hand over to Alex Armstrong, who's up in Scotland for us. Alex.
Yes, I'm here in Aberdeen in Scotland. Yes, where better to celebrate Britain than in the granite city itself? And I'm here with GB News members today, and we're going to be asking you guys what you love about Britain, what makes Aberdeen special. I'd like to start with you, actually. What's your name? Tell us where you come from as well.
My name's Moira, and we live in a little village called Medden, which is literally up the road.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. And what is it you love about Britain? Why would you want to celebrate Britain?
I just think we have a great country, and I think it's about time we took our identity back and start being proud in everything that we've achieved. Right through our history, we've always come out successful, and I think we should start embracing that again.
Absolutely, I think I agree with that, don't you all? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now, GB News, of course, we're here today because we want to hear from you, and you've been a GB News viewer for how long?
Just over a year now.
Yeah. What converted you?
My husband.
this bloke here, you mean?
Yes.
And when you started watching GB News, what was it that changed your perspective on the news, perhaps?
You're unbiased. You say it as it is. And I just like the interaction between your guests and your interviewers. I think it's just brilliant that some of these guests get put in their place when they don't sort of answer a question.
You're like a robust interviewee, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. We don't hold any prisoners, do we? That's the reality. We always try and make sure everyone gets a fair say as well, I think. So one of the things we always get told is that we only have people on the right on there, but you hear from lefties all the time, don't you, on the channel?
You hear both sides of the argument, and you hear that some of them sort of take a little bit longer doing their answers and ramble on because they obviously want to get their point of view across, and your interviewers turn around basically and say enough is enough, let somebody else answer.
That's it. And Aberdeen specifically, what is it you love about Aberdeen?
Well, I grew up here as a child. Not that the accent would tell you that. I just love the city, and there's so much to do. And you're really in the heart of travelling wherever you want to go, west coast, north, south. So yeah, it's just a real hub.
Love it, love it. Debbie, come on, have a little chat, because Debbie got me this lovely, lovely tie. It's an Armstrong clan tie, and I have to say, I think it goes well with the outfits. Don't you think? Like, we're here in Scotland. We got to be representing. My granddad would be very, very happy about this. I'll tell you that for sure. And Debbie, how long have you watched GB News for?
Oh, since the start.
Yeah.
So 5 years.
Yeah. And what is it you love about the channel?
Oh, it's just the presenters are all fabulous. You're all down to earth, and yeah, I just love it. As Moira was saying, unbiased.
And when we talk about celebrating Britain, what's something that comes to mind for you?
Ooh, there's too many to answer on that one.
And this is the thing, because Scotland, I mean, we forget sometimes we're a country of many nations, don't we? But we all have things in common, but we also have things that are different about each other. But I think that's what makes our country so great.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. But I think queuing is probably the most British thing going.
I have to say, I went to Spain once, all the Spanish people jumped the queue, and I thought, you know what, we need to get some British people over here. And look what happened, now there's loads of Brits in Spain. Listen, we're going to be coming back here to Aberdeen in the next hour or so to hear some more views of so many amazing people here in Scotland. And I'll throw it back to you in the studio as we carry on celebrating Britain.
Thank you so much, Alex. And I actually was rather hoping you'd be wearing a kilt to go with your tie today in your Armstrong tartan. Maybe the next hit, Alex.
Next time, Dawn. Next time.
That's a promise. OK, Alex, thank you so much in Aberdeen there. And lots of you getting in touch as well. I mean, Tom in Durham talking about bees, and Norfolk Skies has been in touch saying beeswax is brilliant. I use it to keep drawers and zips moving smoothly. Just rub it on the zip or friction points of drawers. It works a treat. There you go, Tom, if you're listening, that's a tip for you. OK, now, thank you for your company. gbnews.com/you'll-say. Join in the party. We are having a Celebrate Britain Day today. Let us know if you just heard Alex asking people there, what do you think makes Britain brilliant? But we are having a huge party all day. We've got some very, very special shows coming up tonight celebrating Britain. Michelle Dewberry will be live from Essex at 6 p.m. for a programme that promises to pay tribute to you, the most important ones. And Patrick Christie's will also be broadcasting live from there, and that begins at 9 o'clock. And you really don't want to miss it.
All day today, we're celebrating what makes Britain great. And then tonight, we're leaving the studio behind to take GB News on the road. Join me alongside the GB News family and a very special live audience as we head to Essex for the Celebrate Britain grand finale. Don't miss this incredible night. Jubes & Co. live from 6 p.m. and Patrick Christie's tonight live from 9 p.m. Only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
It's going to be a right proper knees up, and everybody will be there. So please do join us. It's going to be one hell of a party. OK, now we're coming up to 22 minutes past midday, and it's time for the Great British Giveaway. And time is indeed ticking on your chance to win £60,000 in tax-free cash and that gold bar worth over £5,000. You don't want to miss out on this one either. Hayley Sparks has all the details for you.
One person is guaranteed to win over £65,000 worth of gold and cash. And that person could be you.
You could be our latest Great British Giveaway winner and join our exclusive list of giveaway champions.
First of all, we want to give you a ton of tax-free cash.
£60,000 in tax-free cash that you could use however you like. Treat your family, treat your friends,
or treat yourself to a luxury 5-star holiday somewhere like here, Orlessanti by Domes Resorts.
Plus, you'll also receive a fine gold bar worth over £5,000.
Don't miss your chance to win over £65,000 worth of prizes.
For a chance to win, text GOLD to 63225. One entry costs £2.50 plus one standard network rate message. Or text BONUS to 63225. 5 entries cost £5 plus one standard network rate message. Go to gbnews.com/win. Entry start at £2.50. Call 0903 686 3232. Calls cost £2.50 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and number to GB22 PO Box 8690 Derby DE1 9TT. UK only. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close at 4 p.m. on the 21st of August. This is a network giveaway. Entries will be pooled. Please check the closing time if listening or watching on demand. Good luck.
Oh, good luck indeed. And Kaz has just been in touch. Well done, GB News. Great show. Watch you all the time. Great presenters. Also, show is the best. What the viewers want is the truth, and that's what keeps it going. Keep going, GB News. Kaz, thank you so much. Make like Kaz. Get in touch. Let's join the day-long party, OK? This is Good Afternoon Britain on GB News. There's lots more coming up on today's show. We'll continue to celebrate what makes Britain great in a special day of coverage across the country. So please stay tuned and actually make sure you get involved. This is your party. But after the break...
Under a reform government, this betrayal ends. We will introduce the toughest penalties in the world for those who employ and profit from illegal migrants.
Yes, Reform UK says it would jail company bosses who use or employ migrant labour as they pledge to end illegal working in Britain. Interesting statements there. All of that and much more to come. This is GB News at Britain's News Channel. We're having a party. See you soon.
Exciting news. Every Friday, my Patrick Christie's Tonight Show is going to have a twist to it. We're welcoming some special guests. You. That's right, on Fridays I'm going to be doing my show in front of a live studio audience because this show is about you and what you have to say. It's going to be the same big debates, same big topics, same big opinions, but every Friday night at 9 p.m. you are invited to come on down to Patrick Christie's Tonight to be a part of the action. Only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
5 hosts, 5 opinions, 5 fearless debates,
5 unfiltered takes on the day's news.
5 reasons not to be anywhere else on Saturday night.
This is the Saturday 5. You got me good there.
Britain's biggest Saturday night TV show.
It's not a bad brand.
Yeah. Uncensored.
Very, very racy tonight.
On the unpredictable.
What did she say? Can you translate it for us?
And always entertaining.
And how can a country go from being led by William Wallace
Saturday nights from 6 p.m. only on GB News.
The People's Channel.
Britain's news channel.
You're going to want to stay tuned, trust me.
Welcome to Free Speech Nation with me, Josh Harwood. This is the show where each week we see what's happening in the world of culture, current affairs and politics.
First we'll say, welcome to the UK. Oh, thank you.
And we're not afraid to use our free speech so that you can use yours.
It's not controversial in the slightest to anyone who hasn't lost their mind.
Free Speech Nation, Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Britain is not just a geographical expression. We are a people bound together by history and culture that are distinctively British. Join me to celebrate our music, theatre, artworks and literature which we can explore and enjoy together.
Everybody's welcome.
Sunday with Michael Portillo. Every Sunday at 11 a.m. on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
As soon as it hits 11 and the headlines come in,
The Late Edition brings you the breaking news from all the front pages.
because the news is going to happen.
So get a head start today.
Patrick Christie's Tonight, Late Edition.
Alex Armstrong Tonight, Late Edition. From 11 o'clock every night.
Only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
You want to know what's really going on in the corridors of power? Labour don't know what to do with you half the time, and that makes you quite lethal in the chamber. Get behind the headlines with Chopper's Political Podcast. Join me, Christopher Hope, as I sit down with the great and the good of British politics. We'll see where this ruling takes us. These are the stories shaping our nation. Chopper's Political Podcast, available now on all platforms. Listen in and stay ahead.
Good afternoon, Britain. It is coming up to 28 minutes past midday already. Thank you for your company. Now, OK, the big news story of the day. Reform UK has vowed to crack down on illegal migration. That's during a press conference in Westminster earlier on today, pledging to jail company bosses who use or employ migrant labour. Let's have to listen to what Zia Youssef had to say.
We will introduce the toughest penalties in the world for those who employ and profit from illegal migrants. We'll restore order to our high streets, protect the integrity of our border and return fairness to the British economy. We will stand up for British workers.
Sounds like it makes perfect sense, but does it? Does it? So let's have a heated debate, shall we? We're joined by human rights lawyer Shoaib Khan and independent journalist Jack Hadfield. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on a party day. Unfortunately, you're not having a party, you're having a debate. Now, we've listened to Zia Youssef today, what he had to say. It's called the Deliveroo law. Other delivery companies are available, obviously. Let's come to you first, Shoaib. What do you make of what you heard Zia Youssef say today? Is it going to help?
Hi. Firstly, I think it is, usually a bit funny or strange to see so many of us, myself included, media, politicians, others jumping on anything reform says. Once you consider, they have about 1% of seats in Parliament. And Zia Youssef, as far as I know, has never even fought an election ever, leave alone win one. He's just a shadow Home Secretary, a title he gave himself. But having said that, obviously coming to the content of the policy, and most of what he's saying we can already jail employers, and that has already happened. The fines we already can impose maximum of £60,000. So for vast majority of businesses, that is more than 10% of their annual turnover or the annual revenue, as he's saying. So I'm not sure what changes he's basically going to make, unless obviously in reform leaders' worlds, every small business, every business makes millions of pounds, and therefore they think 60,000 isn't much of a deterrent. But we have all these, and not just we have these on the books, but this is actually happening. We've seen bosses go to jail, and we have seen huge fines being imposed on very, very small businesses. One thing that might make a difference, unless the plan is we generally just want to see Turkish barbers or Asian corner shop owners locked up. If the whole point is we want to stop this, then yes, we want it to be a deterrent. And for that, yes, why don't they go after the Uber or Deliveroo companies? Then fine. Then I might think, yes, it's making a difference. Fine. Once I see some, the Uber directors jailed for what we know is happening with the delivery drivers, then yes, it might be making a difference. But other than that, I don't see what difference it's going to make.
OK, Jack, what did you make of it?
Well, I think it's exactly what we needed, quite frankly. I think, you just said that quite rightly there, Shoaib, is that, we do actually need to throw people in jail who are basically have their entire company operating on a system of hiring illegal workers like Uber Eats, like Deliveroo. If they continue to allow them to exist on their platform and allow them to therefore gain money to live and operate and function in Britain. But it's actually just more than the headline here. What they're also doing, they're going further into the illegal migrant economy. For example, with the vape shop license restrictions that they've also announced along with this. We've seen basically cash businesses flourish since the pandemic, and actually, pubs have closed, restaurants have closed. Actual real small and medium enterprises have been really suffering in Britain, while our high streets are being flooded with vape shops, candy shops, all the like, where there's obviously allegations of obviously, not just hiring illegal workers, but money laundering, links back to organised crime. So I think this is the real point of this, is that, yes, we obviously have to control the border, and obviously Reform have announced a plan to do that with Operation Fortress, but we have to paraphrase a famous phrase here, not just be tough on the cause, not to be tough on illegal migration, but tough on the causes of illegal migration. Obviously, having a big cash economy where illegal migrants can work is a huge pull factor.
OK, Shoaib, we do have over 1 million young people in this country who aren't working, they're not in education, they're not in training. So surely, if we free up some of these jobs, we could gainfully employ those young people and give them some sense of purpose in life as well, rather than having, in many cases, illegal migrants doing them.
Yeah, no, but do you honestly think, or do you know any, or have you ever heard of any, young people in Britain so desperate to be Deliveroo drivers, but they just can't because Deliveroo insists on recruiting or hiring foreign workers? I just don't think that makes any sense at any level for any reason. Do you think that's genuinely Uber Eats, Deliveroo, that's what they do? white people go to them and they say, look, we're desperate for a job. Please, can we, I've got a scooter. Can I please become a deliverer? And they say, no, we want illegal migrants only. Oh, you've got a British passport. We don't want you. Of course, that's not what's happening. And I mean, I just don't understand what we say. Obviously, on the one hand, we say this, then obviously we saw the scandal yesterday about, why are all these non-white doctors and nurses and medics in hospitals? So the point is, if there are white doctors out there, then do we think genuinely you apply to the NHS and the NHS says, no, we don't want white doctors, we'd rather go for an Asian or an African.
Sorry, we are running out of time. Just very quickly, Shoaib, I get the impression you think there's some kind of racist element to that. Is that what you seem to be saying with a lot of this? You mentioned Asian corner shops and sort of like migrant doctors.
Of course there is, because that's what they keep saying. They're not talking just about employees. What they keep saying is Turkish barbers and wage shops, and we know what you mean by that. Everyone understands. Why can't you just say any money laundering front? Why do we have to talk Turkish barbers? We know what they're saying. So, of course, it's racist. And that's my point, that obviously if we had seen white bosses or white company directors, any white company directors, in jail...
Sorry, we are running out of time. I could talk to you both all day. It's fascinating. Just quickly, a final response, Jack. I mean, is there an element of racism in this policy?
No, it's absolutely not. It's just the fact that the obvious money laundering we see on the streets is in Turkish barbers, where I think there was a case where a village where they had like a tiny little village where there were 10 Turkish barber shops, obviously all in one go. This is not an element of racism. It's just like, this is where we are seeing the obvious criminality on our streets. The thing of the doctors is like, you do realise that people who are trained in this country actually can't, the government says, no, we can't give you a job because there's not enough spaces, and they'll hire people from overseas. So actually, you're exactly wrong on that. There is no element of racism here. It's just like, this is the criminality that British people see every day on our streets, and we should be cracking down on that rather than imagined things that you're making up. OK, Jack and Shoaib, thank you so much for joining us. That's human rights lawyer Shoaib Khan there, and independent journalist Jack Hadfield. Thank you so much for joining us on that. OK, now a Deliveroo spokesperson has said illegal working should absolutely be addressed, and that's why we've led the industry in cracking down on the sophisticated organised criminals who attempt to abuse our platform. We run right-to-work checks on all our riders, conduct multiple daily identity checks and use cutting-edge fraud detection technology. Meanwhile, a Home Office spokesperson has said, we are already closing the loopholes that allow illegal migrants to work in the UK by extending right-to-work checks on the gig economy and delivery sector. Employers who break the law face severe consequences, including fines up to £60,000 per illegal worker, business closures, licence revocations and prison sentences up to 5 years. OK, well, this is Good Afternoon Britain on GBNews, and there's loads more coming up on today's show. Westminster Council has come under fire after recommended a ban on standing in pubs in the West End. I'm an ex-barmaid. What on earth is going on here? All of that and much more to come after your latest news headlines with Tatiana Sanchez.
Dawn, thank you. Some breaking news. A woman has been charged following a stabbing in Covent Garden in which 4 men were injured. Stella Golovina was charged today with 4 counts of wounding with intent to cause grievous bodily harm and 1 count of possession of an offensive weapon in a public place. Reform UK says it will fine firms 10% of their global revenues and jail bosses who employ people without the right to work. The party said its aim was to stop delivery and gig economy companies profiting from illegal workers without consequences. However, the government says it's done the biggest crackdown on illegal working that our country has ever seen, with a 77% increase in raids. Gianni Infantino has apologised for errors he made in controversial plans to sell off stakes in competitions to private investors, but will remain FIFA president after receiving the backing of senior executives in a meeting in Morocco. A University of Cambridge professor at the centre of a plagiarism row has resigned with immediate effect. The university said it launched an investigation into Professor Jason R. Day following new information about his academic qualifications and honorary appointments. Those are the latest headlines, more at the top of the hour.
Tune in to GB News Radio wherever you are. Online, on DAB digital radio, on TuneIn, on Radio Player, on Nation Player and on your smart speaker. Just say, play GB News.
Thank you very much, Tatiana, and thank you for your company. There is loads more coming up on the show. We'll continue to celebrate what makes Britain great in a special day of coverage across all the country. Next, we'll be in Leeds, and you don't want to miss that one. The wonderful Miriam Cates is there for us. All of that and much, much more to come. This is GB News, Britain's news channel. We'll see you very soon.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to your latest GB News weather update brought to you from the Met Office. A cooler day for many of us, dry for most with plenty of sunshine around. It will still feel quite warm in the sunshine, but it has been a bit of a fresher start. We've got northwesterly winds across the UK, a ridge of higher pressure bringing that dry and bright weather for most of us. Some rain will push into the far northwest later on. There are a few showers skirting along the east coast of northern England. Could see a shower across some areas of northwest England throughout this afternoon, but I think for most of us it's going to be a dry day. Quite a bit of cloud around, but still some sunshine across the south coast in particular. Here temperatures climbing towards the low 20s, but for most of us temperatures will actually be below average for the time of year, so a much fresher feel than we've had recently. Into this evening, it remains dry across more eastern areas of Scotland. To the west, though, showery rain will start to push in across the Highlands and Western Isles. We'll also see some showers across areas of Northern Ireland. Dry for many other areas. You can see some rain on the graphics here. I think it's going to be pretty light and not many of us inland will see any of this rain. Clearer skies further south, making for a fine end to the day, but it is going to be another pretty cool night with temperatures dropping down to the mid-single figures in rural areas. We could see some mist and fog to start Friday as well in any valleys across parts of Wales and England. Further north, across parts of Scotland, the winds will start to pick up, touching gale force for the far west of Scotland, and some heavy rain will push in. So a fresh start for much of England and Wales, perhaps some mist and fog. That should clear pretty quickly, and it will warm up quite quickly as well once the sunshine comes up. And it's going to be a warmer day on Friday compared to today, particularly across more southern areas. Again, plenty of dry and bright weather, probably a little bit more sunshine around on Friday, with temperatures climbing towards the mid-20s, but much fresher feel in the north. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Britain, for the thousands of you who are becoming friends of GB News every week.
You're not only watching and listening to our programmes, you're becoming part of them too.
Good afternoon. This is the latest AI travel news from gbnews.com. The A38 is closed after the A3121 in Ivybridge. The eastbound M4 is closed between junctions 20 and 19 in Hungerford. The M1 northbound is affected by a collision between junctions 18 and 19 in Rugby. In Scotland, the A78 between Dunlop Street and A8 Ratho Street is closed in both directions for planned roadworks. And on the trains, cross-country and Great Western Railway services are reduced between Newport and Cardiff Central, with disruption between Taunton and Bristol Temple Meads. For more travel news, go to gbnews.com.
Good afternoon, Britain, and celebrate Britain, because that's what we're doing. And it is, let me see, it's just gone 20 to 1. And we are having a party all day. We are celebrating Britain and what makes it so brilliant. And what makes it brilliant right now is the wonderful Miriam Cates, who is in Leeds for us. Miriam, what are you doing up there?
Good afternoon, Dawn. Good afternoon, GB News viewers and listeners. Yes, I'm in Leeds, and if you're from Yorkshire, which I am from Yorkshire, lived here till 2 years ago, you'll know that Leeds is famous for its shopping. In fact, people have been trading here for 800 years. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm wearing another new apron and another hat, and that's because I'm here at Campbell's Real German Sausage Store, and I've got a fantastic guest, Lorraine Campbell, who owns this store, and you're a bit of a GB News fan. I think you've spoken to Patrick Christie's before, haven't you? Lorraine, tell us about your fantastic sausage shop.
Well, what can I tell you? We've been here 25 years, mainly by public demand, and that we need to earn a fortune, which we are doing at the moment. My husband and I, we run the stall. I have a bit of part-time staff on a Saturday. But even if we didn't have to do it, we'd still want to do it because we love the people. We have to work because we have to pay the bills. But we've been here 25 years and we love it.
And you also make a fantastic hot dog. I will admit I have just eaten one of your brilliant hot dogs, and the curry sauce is spectacular. There's a bit of a secret to it, isn't there?
It really is. When the Berlin Wall was coming down, Gary and I and my sister and my brother-in-law, we went over to Berlin to demolish it a tiny bit. And then we went to a little cafe, and there was this little old lady sat on her own. Well, you probably gathered I must have verbal Tourette's because I speak to everybody. And just got in conversation with her, and I told her we do catering, and she said, and then she told me, I'm hoping them ingredients is what she told me, as long as I don't tell any men. Then she looked at my husband suspiciously, and she said, because they don't cook as good as women, because they have no soul when they're cooking for the family.
They have no soul, and they don't have such great pennies. Now, at GB News, we love to celebrate what's good about Britain. Often there's lots of bad news, but what do you think is great about Britain? What do you love about this place?
I just love that not just Leeds, but Britain, England is just fabulous. That's why so many people want to get here. You know, everybody's polite and nice, because of our age, we're vintage, and we're brought up with the please and thank yous and morals and manners. What can't you like about England and Britain? What can't you like?
Absolutely. Well, on GB News, we haven't been here quite as long as you have. We're 5 years old. We're celebrating our birthday today. Thank you very much. And you've actually brought us a birthday card, Lorraine. Thank you very much. I'm going to open it now, or perhaps pull it out the package. And we've got, look at that, a wonderful picture of Lorraine with our very own Patrick Christie's. And we're going to be seeing Patrick tonight because he's hosting a live show this evening from 9 o'clock. And there you go, Patrick. Lorraine has left you a little kiss on the bottom.
For everybody, not just for Patrick.
Of course, with all of
his wife jealous. Don't want to get his wife jealous.
Absolutely. What do you love about GB News, Lorraine? Why are you a fan?
I like it because it's truthful. It says what it is. What it says on the tin is what you get out of it. And you can't choose one of you reporters because you're all amazing. You know, sometimes you can see you're sad at some of the things you have to say, but it's to the nuttle. I love it. I love it.
Well, we really, really appreciate you and all our GB News viewers. Now, just finally, Lorraine, you have actually got a little treat for me, I think.
It was spelled correctly when it started out. It did have your name on, because every one of these is sold with love. That's why they taste different than anybody else's.
Well, I've never had a sausage with my name on before, but I'm very impressed.
Fine, and I do hope it's tomato that you like, because that's what it is. And would you like to do the honours and do it yourself?
Go on, tell me what I've got to do. I'm glad I've got the apron on now.
All you got to do is right, to be honest, put it down. You didn't wash your hands. Get here.
Oh, right.
You didn't wash your hands. You got to do it.
Safety.
Right, get your hands in there. Right, I see. I put the water in. It's nice. Just a temperature for. I've done the elbow thing. Bit of salt. Right, that's it. Special towel just for Miriam. Diamante's notice.
Great. Okay.
Right, bread.
Bread.
It is all pre-cut. Other side. I've cut it special for you.
Oh, slightly.
There we go. Are you having onions on that?
Yeah, definitely need onions.
Onions. Get them onions on. Gentle. Oh my God.
I've done it all wrong.
No, it's lovely. No, you've got it perfect.
Too many onions.
Here, put it on here, look.
Great.
On there so you don't get it on your lovely clothes. Bit of this. It's not a fashion item, you're not be wearing it.
I probably will be.
Sauces, madam, what are you going to choose?
Have some ketchup.
Whittle it about. Oh.
There we go.
All wibbly wobbly.
Amazing.
Star. It's my Saturday girl.
I can have a job. Thank you very much. Lorraine, thank you so much. And it's been a fantastic morning and afternoon in Leeds. Brilliant to meet so many market traders. And thank you. And yes, well, I think you need a job on GB News. Would you accept?
Yes, I certainly would.
You heard that?
I'm too old to read paper hotels.
Brilliant. Dawn, back to you in the studio.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant news too. Thank you so much. And Miriam, you've got a huge fan club now with the array of aprons you are wearing today. The fish market one this morning went down particularly well with the matching gloves. So I can't read some of these out there. Miriam Case, thank you so much. Live in Leeds for us. OK, this is good. I can't read these out. Honestly, you're so rude, some of you. This is Good Afternoon Britain on GB News. There's lots more coming up on today's show. We will indeed continue to celebrate what makes Britain great in a special day of coverage across the country. Next, we'll be going to Wales, but if you are in search of some holiday sun, and they have it in Wales today as well, by the way, here's a forecast for some of those top European holiday destinations for you.
Ready to soak up that holiday sunshine? Won't we need some cover?
No worries, all sorted.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GB News Travel Destinations Forecast.
Hello, you're heading away for the next few days. Plenty of dry and sunny weather across much of Europe. A risk of thunderstorms across some alpine regions. But for the Canary Islands, temperatures are climbing into the mid-30s. We're in the low 30s across parts of Spain. Plenty of hot sunshine, though. It's across the Alps where you can see these thunderstorms affecting parts of the Mediterranean towards Greece and Croatia as well. Here again, temperatures in the mid-30s, very hot indeed. And there is more of the same to come. Bye-bye.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GB News Travel Destinations Forecast.
This is GB News, Britain's news channel.
Well, Charlie, as most of the viewers know, I would be involved in agriculture. This isn't quite agriculture. It's quite close to it, the cousins of. A lot of things that go on in agriculture are on display here. Thousands of people coming to this site, Ragley Hall, just about 45 minutes out of Birmingham.
We are the modern ruralists, and here today we have the craft yard. We've got 9 different crafts, all demonstrating what they're up to. Here we have the wheelwrights, and they're bonding a wheel here. So this is an ancient craft that's been going for about. Barney Murray's a bit of a legend, quite frankly. He's the national champion, master dry stone waller, comes from North Wales, and he's a bit of a Thor lookalike. So he's quite popular.
GB News, the People's Channel. GB News Breakfast, every day from 6 a.m.
Now, at 16 minutes past 8, the annual bike ride from Yorkshire to London is taking place today, aiming to honour the legacy of the Batley and Spen Labour MP Joe Cox, who was murdered by a far-right terrorist in June of 2016.
Well, the bike ride aims to champion a cause she was passionate about, as this year marks the 10th anniversary of her tragic death.
Kim, if we can just start with you, what is your sister's legacy?
Well, there's so much that we've got to be proud of that's been done in Joe's name. It's just been 10 years since she was murdered, and what has kept us going as a family has been the way that so many amazing people, including people like this amazing man, have done things in Joe's name to show what our country is really about. And you've got all these amazing people today from all different backgrounds, all walks of life, celebrating the things that we have in common, not agreeing on everything.
GB News, the People's Channel. Good afternoon, Britain. Weekdays from midday.
It's a difficult question. Honestly, I don't think I would at this rate, because I think the government tracks, when we say we're fighting for Britain, what are we actually fighting for? The concept of Britain, I don't think exists anymore. When I look at Britain, when I go outside, it doesn't seem to be very British. And I think the core demographic of the people who would normally fight, these white working class boys who, you know, have been fighting for Britain, who we expect just to sacrifice their life in a fight, you know, they've been demonised for decades and decades by the government, by our education system, by the media. Economically, they've been disadvantaged. So why would we expect them to risk their lives when we've demonised them for so long and took them for granted for so long? And this concept of Britain fighting for the British government, you know, the British government has betrayed us.
GB News, the People's Channel.
Good afternoon, Britain. It is 9 minutes to 1 already, and we are having a party all day, and you are all invited. Now, we are going to have that party in Wales, where GB News reporter, the wonderful Meg Cope, joins us. Meg, what are you up to?
Hi Dawn, yes, I'm in Barry Island, which of course is famed for Gavin and Stacey, but is also famed for its Barry Island Pleasure Park. I'm joined with the owner of the Pleasure Park here, Harry Denter. Harry, thank you so much for coming on the show. Tell us what business has been like here for the last 5 years or so.
Well, we had the COVID pandemic, which did create a lot of problems for us, but mostly uncertainty. But from the minute they let the people back out in 2020, we just went from strength to strength then. You know, we've gone up and up, and every year we took it up another level from year to year to year, and now we're seeing that we're having a longer period of busy time now. You know, we're starting earlier in the year and we're finishing a lot later in the season. What we really need is for the council and all the local businesses to all get together and try and bring Barry Island back to what it was years ago.
What was it like, the glory days? Tell me briefly.
Well, I wasn't there, but people tell me a lot. My dad tells me, and tells me what it was like when he was a kid. And the joy in the things what he says makes me know that it must have been a good place, and it was a great place. So that's kind of, we're trying to give a little bit of it back.
Harry, thank you so much. As the owner of Barry Island Pleasure Park. Now, I wanted to talk to a familiar face here in Barry. Nessa, what's occurring?
Oh, what's occurring? You all right, babes? Nice to see you.
Now, this is Kaz Barrett, the #1 impersonator, aren't you, of Nessa in the UK?
I am, as it goes.
How's business at the moment?
It's booming. Absolutely booming. Oh, all right, what up? She coming? It's absolutely booming. Do you want me to drive?
Yeah.
Because I don't think you're doing a good job.
We're going to be with Kaz, aka Nessa, all afternoon. So we'll catch you later. Let's go.
It's absolutely brilliant. Meg, thank you so much. And thanks to Nessa. That was brilliant. That's Meg Cope in Barry Island. I was having the most fun. That's brilliant. Because that's what we're doing all day today. This is Good Afternoon Britain on GB News. There's lots more coming up on today's show. So don't go anywhere. We are having a party. You are invited. But first, we have to have a look at the weather. Hopefully that's having a party too. Here's the details.
Expect warm spells with the odd rude interruption. Box Boilers sponsors the weather on GB News.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to your latest GB News weather update brought to you from the Met Office. A cooler day for many of us, dry for most with plenty of sunshine around. It will still feel quite warm in the sunshine, but it has been a bit of a fresher start. We've got northwesterly winds across the UK, a ridge of higher pressure bringing that dry and bright weather for most of us. Some rain will push into the far northwest later on. There are a few showers skirting along the east coast of northern England. Could see a shower across some areas of northwest England throughout this afternoon, but I think for most of us it's going to be a dry day. Quite a bit of cloud around, but still some sunshine across the south coast in particular. Here temperatures climbing towards the low 20s, but for most of us temperatures will actually be below average for the time of year, so a much fresher feel than we've had recently. Into this evening, it remains dry across more eastern areas of Scotland. To the west, though, showery rain will start to push in across the Highlands and Western Isles. We'll also see some showers across areas of Northern Ireland. Dry for many other areas. You can see some rain on the graphics here. I think it's going to be pretty light and not many of us inland will see any of this rain. Clearer skies further south, making for a fine end to the day, but it is going to be another pretty cool night with temperatures dropping down to the mid-single figures in rural areas. We could see some mist and fog to start Friday as well in any valleys across parts of Wales and England. Further north, across parts of Scotland, the winds will start to pick up, touching gale force for the far west of Scotland, and some heavy rain will push in. So a fresh start for much of England and Wales, perhaps some mist and fog. That should clear pretty quickly, and it will warm up quite quickly as well once the sunshine comes up. And it's going to be a warmer day on Friday compared to today, particularly across more southern areas. Again, plenty of dry and bright weather, probably a little bit more sunshine around on Friday, with temperatures climbing towards the mid-20s, but much fresher feel in the north. Bye-bye.
Expect warm spells with the odd rude interruption. Box Boilers sponsors the weather on GB News.
Welcome to Orla Santi by Domes Resorts, where we're celebrating with an incredible £60,000 to be won. Plus, we'll give you a fine gold bullion bar worth over £5,000. Don't miss your chance to win over £65,000 worth of prizes.
For a chance to win, text GOLD to 63225. One entry costs £2.50 plus one standard network rate message. Or text BONUS to 63225. 5 entries cost £5 plus one standard network rate message. Go to gbnews.com/win. Entries start at £2.50. Call 0903 686 3232. Calls cost £2.50 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and number to GB22 PO Box 8690 Derby DE1 9TT. UK only. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close at 4 p.m. on the 21st of August. This is a network giveaway. Entries will be pooled. Please check the closing time if listening or watching on demand.
Bold.
They are under no illusion.
Brave.
Are you a human trafficker?
Boundless. I've had enough of the nonsense, and I'm not afraid to say it.
Don't get this on the BBC.
Every weeknight, I tear through the headlines.
The smell of gasoline. Should we be worried about it?
From Westminster madness to cultural war chaos.
What I'm going to do now is they are throwing things out the car as we speak.
Get ready, Britain. Here we go. Patrick Christie's tonight, weeknights from 9 p.m. only on GB News, Britain's news channel.
I've been in Westminster for a long time, but I know that though power may be here, its effect on people's lives is across the whole of the country. We may be where rules are made, but it's where they're implemented that matters. Join me, Jacob Rees-Mogg, for forthright and frank discussion on where Britain has come from, where it's going, and where it will end up. That's State of the Nation, Monday to Thursday, 8 to 9 o'clock. Vox Populi, Vox Dei.
From cold mornings
to warm family brunches,
from football to tennis in the car,
in the kitchen.
GB News Breakfast is there with the stories you need and the conversations that matter.
Anyway, let's talk business.
Well, it has been a historic night in British politics.
It's astonishing, isn't it?
We're here again.
To start your day just right. GB News Breakfast.
Every morning from 6 a.m.
Only on GB News.
Britain's news channel.
You want to know what's really going on in the corridors of power? Labour don't know what to do with you half the time, and that makes you quite lethal in the chamber. Get behind the headlines with Chopper's Political Podcast. Join me, Christopher Hope, as I sit down with the great and the good of British politics. We'll see where this ruling takes us. These are the stories shaping our nation. Chopper's Political Podcast, available now on all platforms. Listen in and stay ahead.
Good afternoon, Britain. It's Thursday, the 6th of August and 1 o'clock. Yes, my name's Tom Harwood here, live in Durham, holding the fort for us down in London. It's the one and only Dawn Neeson, and today we're celebrating Britain.
We certainly are, Tom. Thank you so much. More from Tom soon. Today at GB News, we are indeed celebrating what makes Britain great in a very, very special day of coverage. From Aberdeen to Durham to Leeds, Essex, Belfast and, of course, Barry Island. The People's Channel is putting you, the great British public, at the front and centre as we celebrate Britain.
That's right, and I'm here celebrating Britain in Scotland, in the granite city of Aberdeen. That's right. Look what we got coming.
Yes, I'm here in Belfast. We're celebrating Irish and British culture. This part of the UK, very important, and the Fly Festival is well underway. We'll have more throughout the programme.
What's occurring? I'm here at Barry Island with the one and only Nesta impersonator, Kaz Barrett.
All right, what's occurring? Welcome to Barry Island. Exciting.
Under a Reform government, this betrayal ends. We will introduce the toughest penalties in the world for those who employ and profit from illegal migrants.
That looks lovely, especially Meg. Thank you for your company, Stain. Now, we are covering other stories as well. In particular, the main story from today, Reform UK says it would jail company bosses who use or employ migrant labour as they pledge to end illegal working in Britain. And this is a curious one. Westminster Council in London has come under fire after recommending a ban on standing in pubs in the West End. What on earth is going on there? And the other scary story for many of you, I should imagine, is been reported that weight loss jabs may be linked to at least 216 deaths in the UK. But there's much more to this story than meets the eye. Stay tuned. And a huge thank you to our wonderful listeners. GB News Radio is celebrating its best ever audience results with this show, Good Afternoon Britain, audience growing 66% in a year.
Well, how brilliant it is to have a day where we can celebrate what makes this country so very special. Right across from down in Essex up to Aberdeen, across in Belfast in Wales, and here in Durham too. It's so important to look across the whole country to see really what makes this country so worth living in.
It really does. Tom, thank you so much. We have much more of Tom coming up for you later in the show. But what I want you to do now is make like Claudette, who has got in touch, and she has said, happy birthday, GB News. Thank you for putting the concerns of Brits first. Brilliant presenters full of conviction and character, bringing us the stories that affect us most and having conversations few in the media are willing to engage in. Claudette, thank you so much for your very kind thoughts there. Please do keep them coming in, because this is your party. This is for you. We want to hear what you're thinking about all the stories we're covering today, and just in general, because the GB News is all about you. At gbnews.com/you'll say, let's join the party, let's have a natter, shall we? And of course, loads more coming up. But first, we get the 60-second news update with Tatiana Sanchez.
Dawn, thank you. The top stories this hour. Home Affairs spokesperson Zia Youssef says Reform UK pledges to hold bosses of companies who are found to be using illegal migrant workers personally liable. He said young British people are being shut out of entry-level jobs and our whole economy is being undermined. Reform UK vows to fine firms 10% of their global revenues and jail bosses who employ people without the right to work. However, the government says it's done the biggest crackdown on illegal working that our country has ever seen, with a 77% increase in raids.
Over 1 million young Brits are now out of work and education. The Tories and Labour made Britain one of the softest touch countries on earth for illegal workers. They created an ecosystem in which illegal migrants are funnelled directly into our national economy, driving down wages and funding the despicable people smuggling gangs. Under this legislation, company directors will be held personally and criminally liable for systemic illegal working within their businesses, regardless of whether they claim personal knowledge of individual breaches.
In other news, a woman's been charged following a stabbing in Covent Garden in which 4 men were injured. Stella Golovina was charged today with 4 counts of wounding with intent to cause grievous bodily harm and 1 count of possession of an offensive weapon in a public place. Gianni Infantino has apologised for errors he made in controversial plans to sell off stakes in competitions to private investors, but he will remain FIFA president after receiving the backing of senior executives in a meeting in Morocco. Infantino summoned members of the management board to FIFA's Africa office in Rabat, following mounting criticism of his failed proposals, with world football's governing body releasing a statement of support just 4 hours after the meeting had ended. It's after European football's governing body UEFA said at the weekend it lost confidence in him, calling the FIFA Forward Enterprise proposal a shabby, backroom, opaque deal. Elsewhere today, a University of Cambridge professor at the centre of a plagiarism row has resigned with immediate effect. The university said it launched an investigation into Professor Jason Arday following new information about his academic qualifications and honorary appointments. Mr. Arday has been accused of plagiarising parts of his PhD thesis, a book he published, and exaggerating his sporting and fundraising achievements. In his resignation letter, the youngest black professor ever appointed at Cambridge University said he no longer wished to live under a constant spotlight. He admitted errors in his work, but said he'd faced an unrelenting level of public scrutiny and personal attack and was not a liar. Elsewhere, a petition urging Andy Burnham not to release PC Andrew Harper's killers has surpassed 500,000. On Tuesday, the Prime Minister approved plans to let a number of criminals, including those guilty of murder, become eligible for early release just halfway through their sentences. 2 of those could be released to include Albert Bowers and Jesse Cole, both of whom were convicted of manslaughter in 2020. Now, a record 10,293 referrals were made to the government's anti-extremism scheme Prevent in the year to September 2025, according to new figures published by the Home Office. The total is up 39% in the previous 12 months and is the highest number of referrals in a single year since data began in 2015. Of the 10,279 referrals where the age of the individual was known, 11 to 15-year-olds made up the largest proportion, followed by 16 to 17-year-olds. Some 393 referrals were for children aged 10 or under. An Afghan boxer has been charged with killing Scottish aid worker Elizabeth Ross in Greece. Sharif Ahmadzai, 26, has been charged with homicide with intent alongside robbery and weapons offences. The body of Miss Ross, who was 38, was discovered in a suitcase by a homeless man in a derelict building in Athens on the 18th of July. And a Latvian man accused of killing a 12-year-old schoolboy in a hit-and-run has been remanded in custody after being extradited to the UK. Dollars Alexander spoke only to confirm his identity and date of birth during a 3-minute hearing at Birmingham Magistrates Court. The 23-year-old, who's charged with causing the death of Keaton Slater by dangerous driving in Coventry in June 2024, was remanded to appear in court again on the 3rd of September. Those are the latest headlines. More from me in half an hour.
For all the latest from GB News whilst you're on the go, get the GB News app. Scan the QR code now to download or visit gbnews.com/app.
Good afternoon, Britain. It is coming up to 9 minutes past 1, and I just want to read a quick message out for you from Rob in Durham. Rob, go and have a word with Tom. Rob says, GB News succeeds because it is unashamed about being British. Other news channels have been in existence for decades. When did they ever host a day celebrating Britain? They spend each day running it down. I've been a viewer since day one and will never tune out. Rob, thank you so much. Go and have a word with Tom. He's in Durham. Go and say hello. Because today on GB News, we are celebrating Britain on 5 years of the channel. That's right, we are going to be up and down the country representing you, the people. And we are sorry if we're not in your area. Lots of you saying, why aren't you with us? We've only got so many people here, but that's why I'm here for, to read your messages out. But we are actually in Belfast, Aberdeen, Durham, Leeds, Essex, and of course Barry Island. So let's kick off with my partner in crime, I think I'm allowed to call him. That's the wonderful Tom Harwood, who's in Durham for us. Tom.
That's right, Dawn. I'm here in Durham Market, and I'm joined by Annette, first of all, because Annette, you've been running this stall on the market for, what, almost 5 years now?
Yeah, 4.5 years. My business closed. I had a dog cafe in COVID, it closed, and I've been here 4.5 years, and I love it.
And this is a sort of a natural dog treat stall.
Yeah, everything's all natural. The bakery side is all homemade as well.
Fantastic. So can you show me some of the produce that you have here on the stall?
Yeah, so you've got things like patty, your chicken feet, pig's ears, your sausage. We've got more unusual things around there. You've got duck necks, fish, basically anything you can think of. We can get it for you. But there's always, these are firm favourite. The dogs love the piggies and blankets. I don't know what it is they put in them, but they love them. But yeah, you've got tails, I've got ostrich bones. Anything you want, I can get it.
Wow, well, it's sort of a menagerie here in jars. But of course, what must be so lovely about running this stall is all of the dog owners and dogs who come along here. And one of them is John. John, thanks indeed for joining us, because you've got your Rolo here. And how old is Rolo?
12 and a half, which means he's quite old as a dog. He's slowing down a bit. He's got arthritis and stuff, but yeah, he's pretty good, pretty cheerful. Yeah.
And you've been coming here to this stall in Durham Market for...
I think, really. I mean, I've lived in Durham 20 years. I mean, been coming pretty much since it opened. Yeah. There's always plenty of different stuff, and yeah, Roller loves it. So yeah. Well, anything. He's a dog, but I mean, he does love the stuff. Yeah.
Fantastic. And what's Rolo's favourite treat?
Oh, probably there's kind of like a round thing. Yeah, a little chew.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, let's see if we can Rolo's trying to grab some early himself.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
There's a problem.
Oh yeah.
The little buffalo with chicken. That's
lovely.
You get them all the time, don't you?
Oh.
Yeah.
And can I feed Rolo anything?
Yeah, there's some samples in there.
Oh, brilliant. Well, okay, Rolo. Oh, careful.
Moment,
Here you go. Oh, you like that, don't you? hello. Rolo, is this your first time on TV? little bit shy for the camera. Yeah, but what a gorgeous dog. He was practicing his speech earlier.
It was, absolutely, yeah. He's already forgotten it now. Stage fright. Well, he is a gorgeous dog, and it is lovely to see that he's been coming back here as such a loyal customer. So thank you so much, John, Rolo, and Annette. Thanks indeed for showing us your stall, and it's just one of those things that make the communities across this country so very special. Back to you, Dawn.
Yeah, here we go. Well, I am here celebrating Britain in the incredible city of Aberdeen, the Granite City up here in Scotland. I've got all these amazing people with me. Look at this. Round of applause for all of you being here today. So we've been here getting real voices of people from up and down the country, but particularly here in Scotland. And I'm also here joined by Harriet Cross, MP. Harriet, thanks so much for joining us. Good to see you too. Now, look, of course, we're going to be talking a lot about oil and gas in the future, aren't we? And a big part of what makes this city so incredible is oil and gas. Tell us, what's been going on up here recently?
It's oil and gas, but it's also the people involved in the oil and gas sector and the businesses. The skills and innovation that we have in this part of the country are incredible. And what is being done to it now by the Labour government and their policies is completely shocking. Banning new licences, increasing and extending the energy profits levy has meant that this industry has had so much crisis in their confidence that we are seeing investment going abroad and jobs being lost and skills being lost. And the government seem to be sitting on their hands and doing nothing about it.
Well, Andy Burnham's signalling that he's going to be opening up at least some more licences. Perhaps, is this moving in the right direction? Is it going far enough?
Well, he's talking about Jackdaw and Rosebank. These are two fields which were actually permitted 2 years ago, and then the government pulled their support, the Labour government, and they've been sitting on them ever since. So if they do permit them, obviously it'd be great for the sector, but it just brings us back 2 years to where we were previously. And it doesn't have to stop there, and it must not stop there. They must allow more new licences. They must, as I say, remove the huge tax which is driving away investment and jobs, and actually support this industry, which is so crucial to the UK's energy security. Why are we importing more and more? Why are we importing from Norway, who are taking it from the same sea, when we could be using our own? It makes no sense at all. We all here know it makes no sense at all, but the government seem to be sticking by that line.
Interesting remarks from the Green Party leader, Zach Palansky, the other day. He thinks that we should perhaps have a windfall tax on energy companies and perhaps people like BP who are now leaving, of course, Aberdeen and oil and gas in perhaps in the North Sea. What do you make of those comments? Should we be having a windfall tax to pay for climate reparations in some way?
Well, the Green Party will tax anything that moves. I mean, they will tax anything which they see as aspirational, and that is what that is their playbook. So him wanting to tax them all doesn't surprise me. But it is so short-sighted. What we are doing by taxing the UK's oil and gas sector is meaning that it is driving down, investment is going, which means we will import more. Imports have about 4 times the carbon emissions as the oil and gas that we can produce here. So the Green Party leader wants us to import more carbon-intensive oil and gas. That doesn't sound very green to me, if that is actually what he wants to do. And also, just because we produce less doesn't mean we use less. The oil and gas companies are producing what we need. We've got 24 million homes in the UK reliant on gas still. Who knows how many cars? 75% of our energy is oil and gas, yet they want to turn off the taps. Make that make sense, because it doesn't to me.
The government say that we need to drive net zero, that we need to become a renewable country, that we need to rely less and less on unreliable oil prices, is what they've argued many times. Do we need to transition to renewable energy quicker?
What we need to do is make sure we have a secure energy base, a secure energy system. As I just said, a huge amount of our energy still comes from oil and gas. The government are fixated on electricity, which is just 20% of our energy. And that electricity is now being basically driving our energy policy. But when the wind doesn't blow or the sun doesn't shine, where are they getting their energy from? It's just going to make us more and more reliant on imports. So we need a whole load of energy. We need abundance of energy. That's what Claire Coutinho, our Shadow Energy Secretary, keeps saying. Abundant energy cheap energy. That should be driving our energy policy. There's a place for renewables in that, but there's a massive place for oil and gas in that. And particularly in this neck of the woods, where so many people rely on the sector, we want oil and gas to be supported, to kick forward and be such an important part of our energy going forward, which it can be if the government just actually release their sanctions, release the tax and let the industry thrive.
And before I throw, yeah, there we go, round of applause. Before I throw it back to Dawn, what's the one thing you love about Britain?
About Britain, oh, I mean, it's communities like this. I mean, I'm so lucky to represent Gordon and Buchan. It's an amazing rural community. We've got farmers, we've got fishermen, we've got, I'd say, oil and gas workers. So many people just contributing to all our different industries, and also happy to come here on a day like this and sit in a room and listen to us talk about it. So what could be better?
Thank you so much, Harriet Cross. Thank you, everybody. We'll be hearing more from us up here in Aberdeen as we celebrate Britain here on GB News. Back to you in the studio, Dawn.
Thank you so much, Alex. That's Alex Armstrong there in Aberdeen for us. Now, obviously, in the studio with me at the moment is GB News senior political commentator Nigel Nelson. Nigel, we can't go to somewhere like Aberdeen and not talk about the oil and gas industry.
Absolutely, they rely on it.
It's so important to the jobs up there. I mean, reopening those two fields could increase employment in the area, make more money. But the government would say that they are doing the right thing already.
Well, they would, and there's a reason for that. That we really got to move towards renewables. We need to follow, say, France's example when it comes to nuclear power. French electricity bills are 32% lower than ours, so and they rely on nuclear. There was a time when Britain had more nuclear power stations than the rest of the world put together. We've lost them over the years. So the idea is to move towards renewables. Harriet, understandably, is protecting her area. The industry there is oil. Aberdeen was very much built on that. But we've got to look to the future. And when it comes down to whether or not we give new licences there, Jackdaw and Rosebank fields are still to be decided, but they have licences. Labour committed not to have to issue any new licences for oil fields after that. I think that was the right decision. The fields are much smaller, they're more expensive to drill. The North Sea has been bled dry by about 90% of its oil.
OK, Nigel, for now, thank you so much. As always, let us know when we are having a party here as well, but we are talking about the serious issues of the day. And obviously in Aberdeen, that is such an important issue. So many jobs depend on what happens going forward with those North Sea oil fields. Lots of you are getting in touch. This is wonderful. This is Anton. Happy birthday, GB News, from me and my family in Thailand. Wow. If you'd wanted a reporter to go to Thailand, I would have been happy to come out there and have a chat with you out in Thailand. And also, I've lost your message, which is really annoying. This is from Carter. Happy birthday, GB News, from Carrick Fergus. Big fan of the channel. Please do keep them coming in, because it's so lovely to hear from you all. gbnews.com/yoursay. Now, it's not just this show that's partying. We are partying all through the day, and we've got some very, very special shows celebrating Britain tonight. Michelle Dewberry will be live from Essex at 6 p.m. for a programme that promises to pay tribute to youth, the very important people. And Patrick Christie also broadcasting live from there, and that begins at 9 o'clock. Make sure you tune in.
All day today, we're celebrating what makes Britain great. And then tonight, we're leaving the studio behind to take GB News on the road. Join me alongside the GB News family and a very special live audience as we head to Essex for the Celebrate Britain grand finale. Don't miss this incredible night. Jubes & Co. live from 6 p.m. and Patrick Christie's Tonight live from 9 p.m. Only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
It's going to be a real cracker of a night. So many people will be there, and so many of your favourite presenters and reporters will be there. So please do tune in. We are going to have a right old-fashioned Essex knees up. OK, now coming up at 21 minutes past 1, it's time for the Great British Giveaway. And time is ticking on your chance to win £60,000 in tax-free cash, and of course that gold bar worth over £5,000. Really, really simple to win. Here's Hayley Sparks with the details.
One person is guaranteed to win over £65,000 worth of gold and cash. And that person could be you.
You could be our latest Great British Giveaway winner and join our exclusive list of giveaway champions.
First of all, we want to give you a ton of tax-free cash.
£60,000 in tax-free cash that you could use however you like. Treat your family, treat your friends,
or treat yourself to
to a luxury 5-star holiday somewhere like here, all is Santi by Domes Resorts. Plus, you'll also receive a fine gold bar worth over £5,000. Don't miss your chance to win over £65,000 worth of prizes.
For a chance to win, text GOLD to 63225. One entry costs £2.50 plus one standard network rate message. Or text BONUS to 63225. 5 entries cost £5 plus one standard network rate message. Go to gbnews.com/win. Entries start at £2.50. Call 0903 686 3232. Calls cost £2.50 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and number to GB22 PO Box 8690 Derby DE1 9TT. UK only. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close at 4 p.m. on the 21st of August. This is a network giveaway. Entries will be pooled. Please check the closing time if listening or watching on demand. Good luck.
Good luck indeed. I just want to read this message out. Grumpy Grandad, he's one of our very regular viewers, always messages it in. Grumpy says, I've not been here since day one, but I've been a viewer for a good few years now, and I never miss a day. Even when I'm not well and don't comment, I'm still always watching. It's the best news channel. It's a refreshing change from all the others. And Grumpy, we know you've had a few health problems, so from all of us at GB News, keep healthy and keep watching. Thank you so much. gbnews.com/say, get in touch, make like Grumpy. Only you don't have to be grumpy, you can be cheerful. This is Good Afternoon Britain on GB News. There's lots more coming up on today's show.
Under a reform government, this betrayal ends. We will introduce the toughest penalties in the world for those who employ and profit from illegal migrants.
Yes, this is the breaking news story of the day. Reform UK says it will jail company bosses who use or employ migrant labour as they pledge to end illegal working in Britain. But after the break, this is a curious one, Westminster Council has come under fire after recommending a ban on standing in pubs in the West End. I'm a former barmaid. This could go horribly wrong. In any case, all of that and much, much more to come. This is GB News, Britain's news channel. We'll see you very soon.
Exciting news. Every Friday, my Patrick Christie's Tonight Show is going to have a twist to it. We're welcoming some special guests. You. That's right, on Fridays I'm going to be doing my show in front of a live studio audience because this show is about you and what you have to say. It's going to be the same big debates, same big topics, same big opinions, but every Friday night at 9 p.m. you are invited to come on down to Patrick Christie's Tonight to be a part of the action. Only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Some people enjoy lazy Sunday mornings, but not me.
What's the truth of the matter?
So that's a very live question.
Would you support him if he waters down these plans?
Before the spin sets in, I'll be getting to the truth.
This is personal.
No soft questions, no easy answers.
It's one thing if the state has rules in this country. It's another thing whether the police and others actually police them.
Setting the agenda and holding those in power to account.
You can't really blame her if the system is set up this way.
You will not want to miss it, trust me. The Camilla Tominey Show, Sundays from 9:30, only on GB News.
From the school run to the home run, watch a new show for all of Britain.
He can say whatever he wants.
A straight talking show where all voices are heard.
And you know, when are we going to stop talking about smashing the gangs and actually do it?
With the stories that matter from every part of our country.
There's a bit of a crash landing there for your Chancellor.
Bold, fearless and standing up for you. That's me, Martin Daubney, 3 p.m. till 6 p.m, weekdays, here only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Britain is not just a geographical expression. We are a people bound together by history and culture that are distinctively British. Join me to celebrate our music, theatre, artworks and literature which we can explore and enjoy together.
Everybody's welcome.
Sunday with Michael Portillo. Every Sunday at 11 a.m. on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
As soon as it hits 11 and the headlines come in,
the Late Edition brings you the breaking news from all the front pages.
Because the news is going to happen.
So get a head start today.
Patrick Christie's Tonight, Late Edition.
Alex Armstrong Tonight, Late Edition. From 11 o'clock every night.
Only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
At the stroke of midnight, the news doesn't stop, and neither do we.
day in, day out. Forget stuffy late night TV shows. We're giving you a front row ticket to the centre of the political universe.
Because breaking news doesn't wait for the morning.
And neither do we. Join us for one of the most controversial and volatile times of politics in human history.
A very big story.
Big story over here.
You won't get this anywhere else. The Late Show live at midnight, every night.
Only on GB News.
Good afternoon, Britain. It is 28 minutes past 1, and we're going to talk boozers, to be honest with you. Well, because we can, because we are having a party. But this one, would it kill the party, though? Could the traditional standing pint soon become the thing of the past? You know, you're propping up the bar, you've got your pint in your hand. Well, Westminster Council wants pubs in Soho and the West End to discourage what's known as vertical drinking by literally nobody, by the way. It's called standing at the bar, by encouraging more seating and replacing bar service with table service. London Mayor Sadiq Khan has criticised the plans as restrictive and anti-growth. Oh, God, I'm agreeing with Sadiq Khan, warning they could damage one of the capital's most famous nightlife districts. I can't get my head around this one, so let's speak to the CEO of the Nighttime Industries Association, Michael Kill. Michael, really good to see you. Look, one of the best jobs I ever had was working in a bar, and one of the best parts of that was chatting to people over the bar, serving them pints. I mean, it's part of the pub. What on earth is going on here?
It's a ludicrous policy. I mean, the reality is this is part of the draft statement of licensing policy, which ends in terms of consultation on the 9th of August. But the sentiment around this breaks the tradition of hundreds and hundreds of years of the way pubs are structured. So it's just surreal that we're looking at risking that, the character of the pub, you know, that transient nature of being able to move around and socialize and drop into different social groups is really where the pub really thrives. So, you know, it's a real concern that this is even in a small sentiment part of a narrative that is going to be projected in licensing. And it has no place in that licensing policy as far as I'm concerned.
What is the thinking behind it?
Well, I think, look, our industry has been subject to risk for many years, and, you know, and what we are talking about here is an overreach, something that's onerous, that's changing the way that we socialize or dictating the way that we socialize. It's almost anti-fun, it's anti-social, and it's definitely anti-growth. And that's where the concern that we have is. And Sadiq is absolutely right. Sacha Lord in Manchester, our chair, also highlighted this, and many others have sort of stood up and gone, enough, this is an overreach. Licensing safety is key, but we also have to balance that with allowing people to enjoy themselves, socialise and enjoy culture.
I mean, look, Michael, the full confession here, I'm quite experienced at going to pubs, and as I said, I did used to work in them. But I've managed to go to pubs and get to my advanced age without any major incidents happening. It's not really dangerous to walk around in a pub and have a chat to other people, is it?
No, it's not. And there are some amazing operators out there. And you know, this, again, identifies risk. Westminster is traditionally quite onerous in terms of the controls of its licensed space. And, you know, we saw this in a strategy that they put out some time ago talking about quiet spaces in Soho. And, you know, we have this real concern that we're moving towards this sanitization of the West End and Soho, which is vitally important in terms of a global space that people want to come and experience. And that sort of sex positive environment, that really sort of vibrant, diverse institution that is this region, you know, with this current regime could be really sort of pressed into being something it never has been. So, you know, we're pushing back very hard. The mayor, quite rightly, is pushing back quite hard. So for us, we're going to make a stand on this, and, you know, standing up against this, as the connotation suggests, you know, is so vitally important that we fight to make sure that people can stand in a pub, can stand by the bar, and they can socialise and move about in the way that they want to, not the way a local authority dictates.
OK, Michael, I'm so with you on this one. Good luck with fighting this. That is our CEO of the Nighttime Industries Association, Michael Kill, there talking about standing in pubs. I mean, OK, Nigel Nelson is still in the studio with me. Nigel, this is the fun police? What is it that authority has with the hospitality industry these days?
In this case, I don't know, and Sadiq Khan is taking new powers. So
I never thought I'm going to go and lie down. I agree with Sadiq Khan.
So he can actually overrule this. I think that the situation is pubs are changing. That now, where there used to be drinking dens, you actually have fine dining attached to a lot of them, which is fine. And when it comes to Westminster, I work in Westminster, I work in Parliament, so I know the pubs around the area. What you can do there is you can stand at the bar or you can find a table. The idea of having enough seating for people to have, I think, is reasonable. Banning people from standing at the bar is where you cross the line. That becomes unreasonable.
We should stop banning things in this country. It really is the fun police sucking the fun out of life.
There's something about politicians here who keep wanting to ban things. I mean, they've been doing it for ages, but it is this constant idea, we ban this, ban that. Best to leave things alone. Politicians are best employed doing as little as possible.
OK, Nigel, thank you so much. Nigel and I did want a prop and we wanted to demonstrate the story by standing up with a pint, but we were told we weren't allowed to because we've been banned. Yeah, you got it. The fun police also work here. That's a joke, by the way. They're lovely. Everyone's lovely and we are having a party today. OK, let us know what you think about that one, won't you? gbnews.com/your say. Now, we have a right to reply. A spokesperson for the council has said, we want people to go out in the West End and have a good time. Our guidance is simply about encouraging venues to manage their customers so people don't pack onto the pavements or excessive drinking doesn't disturb others passing by. OK, this is Good Afternoon Britain on GB News, and there's lots more to come on today's show. We will indeed continue to celebrate what makes Britain great, even if it does mean standing at a bar, in a special day of coverage all across the country. All of that and much, much more after your latest news headlines with Tatiana Sanchez.
Dawn, thank you. The top stories. A woman has been charged following a stabbing in Covent Garden in which 4 men were injured. Stella Golovina was charged today with 4 counts of wounding with intent to cause grievous bodily harm and 1 count of possession of an offensive weapon in a public place. Reform UK says it will fine firms 10% of their global revenues and jail bosses who employ people without the right to work. The party said its aim was to stop delivery and gig economy companies profiting from illegal workers without consequences. However, the government says it has done the biggest crackdown on illegal working that our country has ever seen, with a 77% increase in raids. Gianni Infantino has apologised for errors he made in controversial plans to sell off stakes in competitions to private investors, but he will remain FIFA president after receiving the backing of senior executives in a meeting in Morocco. And a University of Cambridge professor at the centre of a plagiarism row has resigned with immediate effect. The university said it launched an investigation into Professor Jason Arday following new information about his academic qualifications and honorary appointments. Those are the latest headlines for now. More news from me at 2 o'clock.
Tune in to GB News Radio wherever you are. Online, on DAB digital radio, on TuneIn, on Radio Player, on Nation Player and on your smart speaker. Just say, play GB News.
Thank you, Tatiana, and thank you, Carol, for getting in touch. Carol says, I used to work behind a bar and all the blokes wanted, or men, wanted a good pint and a smile and possibly a bit of flattery. I know where you're coming from there. They don't want to be told where to stand or sit. They just want to go and have a nice time. In any case, there is loads more coming up on today's show. It's been reported that weight loss jabs may be linked to at least 216 deaths in the UK. Now, it's not as scary as you think. That is actually quite a small number, by the way, but we do have all the details on that story for you. All of that and much, much more to come. This is GB News, Britain's news channel. See you very soon.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to your latest GB News weather update brought to you from the Met Office. A cooler day for many of us, dry for most with plenty of sunshine around. It will still feel quite warm in the sunshine, but it has been a bit of a fresher start. We've got northwesterly winds across the UK, a ridge of higher pressure bringing that dry and bright weather for most of us. Some rain will push into the far northwest later on. There are a few showers skirting along the east coast of northern England. Could see a shower across some areas of northern northwest England throughout this afternoon. But I think for most of us, it's going to be a dry day. Quite a bit of cloud around, but still some sunshine across the south coast in particular. Here, temperatures climbing towards the low 20s, but for most of us, temperatures will actually be below average for the time of year, so a much fresher feel than we've had recently. Into this evening, it remains dry across more eastern areas of Scotland. To the west, though, showery rain will start to push in across the Highlands and Western Isles. We'll also see some showers across areas of Northern Ireland. Dry for many other areas. You can see some rain on the graphics here. I think it's going to be pretty light and not many of us inland will see any of this rain. Clearer skies further south, making for a fine end to the day, but it is going to be another pretty cool night with temperatures dropping down to the mid-single figures in rural areas. We could see some mist and fog to start Friday as well in any valleys across parts of Wales and England. Further north, across parts of Scotland, the winds will start to pick up, touching gale force for the far west of Scotland, and some heavy rain will push in. So a fresh start for much of England and Wales, perhaps some mist and fog. That should clear pretty quickly, and it will warm up quite quickly as well once the sunshine comes up. And it's going to be a warmer day on Friday compared to today, particularly across more southern areas. Again, plenty of dry and bright weather, probably a little bit more sunshine around on Friday, with temperatures climbing towards the mid-20s, but much fresher feel in the north. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Britain, for making GB News Radio such a huge success. Whether you're in the car, on the go, or listening at home, thank you for choosing us as your radio station.
Good afternoon, this is the latest AI travel news from gbnews.com. The M4 eastbound is closed between junctions 20 and 19 in Hungerford. The A1 is closed between junctions 3 and 4. The A38 southbound is closed at junction 5 in Bromsgrove. The M6 southbound has a queue between junctions 23 and 22 in Winwick. And the M62 westbound is blocked by an obstruction between junctions 33 and 32A in Castleford. In Scotland, the M90 southbound has one lane restricted at junction 1C, Admiralty South, and on the trains, cross-country and Great Western Railway services are reduced between Newport and Cardiff Central, with further disruption between Taunton and Bristol Temple Meads. For more travel news, go to gbnews.com.
To all of you who voted for GB News to win at the Trick Awards for the 4th year in a row.
The winner is GB News.
Thank you so much for voting for us. It's because of you that we're so proud to be the People's Channel, and it's because of you that we are Britain's news channel.
It's voted for the people who watch us.
Well, we've got the best viewers in the world, haven't we? The most loyal viewers.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Britain. It is 20 to 2 already. Time is flying on the day of the GB News party. OK, but we are going to talk about another news story today that is concerning a lot of you, I know, because it affects many of us. New reports show weight loss jabs like Mounjaro and Wegovy have now been linked to at least 216 deaths in the UK. Government figures also show a startling rise in deaths, with annual jab fatalities leaping by 300% between 2024 and 2025. Drug manufacturers Novo Nordisk, who make Wegovy, Ozempic and Saxenda, say, like all medicines, treatments used for chronic conditions can have side effects, and these can vary from person to person. So let's find out exactly what is going on with this story. Let's talk to Director at All About Obesity, Sarah LeBrock. Sarah, thank you for joining us today. Good to see you. Sarah, the headline sounds quite scary. But considering how many Brits are actually on these weight loss jabs, it is quite a small number. So what is going on here?
Yeah, so we know there's around about 2.5 million people accessing these medications privately in the private market, and then there's a few 100,000 through the NHS. I think what's happening here is that because these medications are being bought primarily privately, people are not getting the care needed to support them whilst taking the medications. So they're literally being given a prescription-only medicine, because that's what these are, and then kind of been left to fend for themselves with regards to their kind of aftercare and all the things that need to support being on the medication. So in some ways, I think this story highlights how much we need to change what we're doing with regards to how we support people on these medications. So it's not about the medication suddenly being dangerous, but what is dangerous is not supporting people whilst they're on the medications with the medical support that they need. And what I mean by that is just getting people to ensure they're drinking lots of water, to make sure they're eating the right things, getting the right nutrition into their body. If they are feeling a bit funny, like making sure they go and speak to a doctor and getting advice on it and not just kind of suffering or struggling with it. So it's about just making sure people have access to care. And I think that's the bit that's missing right now.
And Sarah, although it's meant to be difficult to get them privately off of the internet, it is still ridiculously simple. You can just tick a few boxes, answering some medical questions, and provided you can afford it, you can access them that way. And obviously, people can just lie on these medical forms.
Yeah, this has always been my concern with these medications, is the fact that we can access them privately. Because I think, if you think about any other chronic long-term condition, you can't buy your asthma inhalers online if you want them, or you can't get your insulin online if you want them. So why can we access these medications privately online? And I think the problem is because, the NHS are not able to provide the care or the capacity that people need for these medications. So they're seeing the commercial side of things with the private market as well. I am really pushing back on we need more access through the NHS so that we get the care needed for it. Because you're right, you can get these from salons, dentists, all sorts of people. And that is really concerning because people do need access to support with these medications, and they're not getting it when they're just buying it from someone they know down the pub, for instance, or even getting it from a clinic or that sends it to you in the post, but that's all you get. You don't get any support alongside it. And I think we need to, this should be a shake-up of the process, and to say, actually, we need to be doing better with managing care for people on these medications.
Yes, and obviously, Sarah, for many people with obesity and type 2 diabetes and things like that, they have been a godsend. They have helped so many people. But as you say, it's the medical guidance and learning new thought processes about your diet and exercise, etc., that is so important.
Yeah, 100%. So these medications are game changers. I'm a huge advocate of them. I've been on them myself because I live with obesity, and they really are improving the lives and health of people living with obesity, worldwide. But yeah, the bit that we're not, I don't think people are fully understanding is if you're only consuming, say, around 1,000 calories a day, because that's all you can consume because you don't feel hungry and on these medications, you need to make sure you're getting all the nutrients and all the kind of things that you need to fuel your body properly, so that you've got your energy and your protein and all these different bits and pieces. And I don't think people are understanding that enough. Water is so important. So, I've spent my whole life people telling me I need to drink more water, and I'm pretty rubbish at it. But actually you do need it, because you need to flush your body, and you need to make sure you're really looking after yourself. So there's some simple things that everybody should be doing to just make sure they're being the best versions of themselves and the healthiest versions of themselves on these medications. And then there are other side effects around the GI side effects that people are having, and they are known side effects. And for some people, these are worse than others. So again, it's if you're struggling really badly with GI side effects, I would take a pause. I would get some support for that and see if one of the other medications might be better, because they are slightly different and they work in slightly different ways. So it is just about managing it and making sure that you have access to care. That's the bit right now we don't.
Indeed, absolutely. Yeah, thank you. Very sound advice there, Sarah. That is Director at All About Obesity, Sarah LeBrock there. Thank you very much. OK, a spokesperson for the Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency has said reporting volumes can be influenced by increased use, greater awareness of a potential adverse reaction and other factors. With all medicines, the safety of GLP-1s, which is the medical name for these drugs, are kept under continual review, including emerging evidence from spontaneous data and scientific publications. And Eli Lilly, who are behind Mounjaro and Zepbound, say patient safety is Lilly's top priority. We take reports regarding patient safety seriously and actively monitor, evaluate and report safety information for all our medicines. Regulatory agencies conduct extensive independent assessments of the benefits and risks of every new medicine. Patients taking Mounjaro, like with any other prescription medicine, may experience adverse events. Adverse events should be reported under the MHRA's Yellow Card scheme. OK. Okay, this is Good Afternoon Britain on GB News. There's lots more coming up on today's show. We are indeed celebrating. We are going to continue to celebrate what makes Britain great in a special day of coverage all across the country. And next we'll be going to Belfast, where the wonderful Doogie Beattie is for us. I'm not sure what the weather is in Belfast. It's not normally that sunny, is it, to be fair? So if you are in search of holiday sun, here's a forecast for some of the top European holiday destinations.
Ready to soak up that holiday sunshine?
Won't we need some cover?
No worries, all sorted.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GB News Travel Destinations Forecast.
Hello, you're heading away for the next few days. Plenty of dry and sunny weather across much of Europe. A risk of thunderstorms across some alpine regions. But for the Canary Islands, temperatures are climbing into the mid-30s. We're in the low 30s across parts of Spain. Plenty of hot sunshine, though. It's across the Alps where you can see these thunderstorms affecting parts of the Mediterranean towards Greece and Croatia as well. Here again, temperatures in the mid-30s, very hot indeed. And there is more of the same to come. Bye-bye.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GB News Travel Destinations Forecast.
Britain's newsroom. Weekday mornings from 9:30.
Yes, the Malaysian government has announced that it will renew the search for Malaysia Airlines flight MH370, which disappeared 10 years ago without a trace.
Yes, the plane was carrying 239 people from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. Previous attempts to locate the plane have all failed, leaving the families of those on board without any kind of closure.
Well, for more on this, let's speak to Terry Tozer, a former airline pilot and author of Confessions of an Airline Pilot, Why Planes Crash. Terry, you sound like the perfect man to talk to about this, because this is perhaps the biggest aviation mystery of our modern age.
Yeah, it is, and obviously a great tragedy as well. It's good to know that they're going to have another crack at trying to find it.
GB News, the People's Channel. This is GB News, Britain's news channel.
This is just health and safety gone mad. It's not the role of public authorities to be telling people what's for their best interest. And the reality is it's probably better to take the chance of a tree branch falling on you than going out in the sun and getting getting burnt in the sun. But the reality is the reason why these councils are saying you've got to stay out of underneath the trees is they don't want anybody to get struck by a branch which they have a liability to, whilst they don't have a liability for anybody getting sunburnt. So it's all to do with public liability. I mean, if you look at East Cheshire Council, for example, in 2024, they had to pay out £500,000 because a branch fell on somebody.
GB News, the People's Channel. This is GB News, Britain's news channel.
In my hand, I have a colander. I have a piece of paper. Yes, there you have one too. So I'm going to run it so you can see me. So I think what you do is you shine, you indicate, you tell me what to do, and I'll do it for you.
You never look at the sun directly.
Yep,
you
good.
allow the light to go through the colander, and that'll actually act as a pinhole camera and project images of the sun onto the piece of paper, and then you can look at the piece of paper and see the eclipse take place. Simple as that. You can do it also by using binoculars or a telescope and projecting an image through from them onto a piece of paper.
Yep.
That will work just as well. Or get a bucket of water, let it settle, and look in the bucket of water, and you'll see the image of the sun in the water, and then you can observe the eclipse that way.
GB News, the People's Channel.
Good afternoon, Britain. It is 10 to 2 already. Golly gosh, the day is flying. This is Good Afternoon Britain on GB News, and we are having a party. In fact, it's Celebrate Britain special, to be honest with you. We are actually celebrating Britain and the wonderful people that make Britain so great. That's you lot out there, by the way. Now we are going over to the wonderful, very wonderful Northern Ireland reporter, Doogie Beattie, who joins us live from Belfast. Doogie's always having a party. Today is a special one. Doogie, what are you up to?
Well, we are having a party, Dawn. It is the Fla, and it's in Belfast. It is a mixture of culture and music from right across the British Isles. It's been on over a week, and music, as anybody knows, from Scotland or Ireland, it is very, very important to us all here. Most of us can lift a musical instrument, and actually there's a great children's band on stage at the minute, but I've managed to capture some people here. Where are you from?
We're from Dungannon.
And why are you here at the Fla?
We're here just for the music, the atmosphere, and just the all-round celebration. It's a very proud moment for Belfast, and it's lovely to have the children out on their summer holidays. And I have a daughter who is playing and another one who's coming along to sing.
Well, let's hear you play. What are you going to play for us?
I'm going to play in a chair.
Well, go ahead.
Thank you.
And how important is playing a musical instrument to you?
I love playing music, and I just think it's lovely. I love playing it.
Have a great day at the Fla. Thank you very much for stopping with us. Dawn, that is the type of culture that we're talking about right across the British Isles. And of course, they're all very excited to be here today. The whole of Belfast is buzzing. There's events all around the streets. This is the City Hall. On every street corner, there's music. Every bar, there's live music, as well as the Irish drink, of course. And later on this evening, on the Titanic Slipway, there will be a massive bands forum there of silver bands, pipe bands, accordion bands, anything you want, all celebrating the culture of Great Britain. And to be honest about it, Dawn, I am 5 years in GB News, and it is one of my favourite things is to get into my patch and bring it to the rest of Britain and show exactly how this part of the UK behaves, how we behave with our neighbours, how we interact with the rest of the British Isles, Scotland, Wales, England and Northern Ireland. It is fantastic to me. It has been the best comment that was ever put to me by a man that met me in the street one day. He said, Doogie, you really love where you live, and thank you for reporting it. So the Fla will go on until Saturday, and I hope people can come along and join it.
Doogie, that's lovely. And one of the reasons I love talking to all the reporters we have, certainly in the field, especially you, Doogie, is you are always so positive and so happy. Even when you're reporting on the grimmer stories, you always have this vibrancy, and I think that's what makes certainly you and Northern Ireland so special.
Well, thank you very much. I mean, in my own career, I've been in many, many bad places in the world, seen many bad things that makes you question lots of things. And you know what, Dawn? When you come back home and you're in amongst your own people, your own culture, you start to think, how lucky am I?
Doogie Beattie, thank you so much. This is Good Afternoon Britain on GB News. There's loads more coming up. We are having a party, but first it's always time for a quick look at the weather. We'll see you soon.
Today, clouds overhead, total zen within. Boxed Solar sponsors the weather on GB News.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to your latest GB News weather update brought to you from the Met Office. A cooler day for many of us, dry for most with plenty of sunshine around. It will still feel quite warm in the sunshine, but it has been a bit of a fresher start. We've got northwesterly winds across the UK, a ridge of higher pressure bringing that dry and bright weather for most of us. Some rain will push into the far northwest later on. There are a few showers skirting along the east coast of northern England. Could see a shower across some areas of north northwest England throughout this afternoon. But I think for most of us, it's going to be a dry day. Quite a bit of cloud around, but still some sunshine across the south coast in particular. Here, temperatures climbing towards the low 20s, but for most of us, temperatures will actually be below average for the time of year, so a much fresher feel than we've had recently. Into this evening, it remains dry across more eastern areas of Scotland. To the west, though, showery rain will start to push in across the Highlands and Western Isles. We'll also see some showers across areas of Northern Ireland. Dry for many other areas. You can see some rain on the graphics here. I think it's going to be pretty light and not many of us inland will see any of this rain. Clearer skies further south, making for a fine end to the day, but it is going to be another pretty cool night with temperatures dropping down to the mid-single figures in rural areas. We could see some mist and fog to start Friday as well in any valleys across parts of Wales and England. Further north, across parts of Scotland, the winds will start to pick up, touching gale force for the far west of Scotland, and some heavy rain will push in. So a fresh start for much of England and Wales, perhaps some mist and fog. That should clear pretty quickly, and it will warm up quite quickly as well once the sunshine comes up. And it's going to be a warmer day on Friday compared to today, particularly across more southern areas. Again, plenty of dry and bright weather, probably a little bit more sunshine around on Friday, with temperatures climbing towards the mid-20s, but much fresher feel in the north. Bye-bye.
Today, clouds overhead, total zen within. Box Solar sponsors the weather on GB News.
We're celebrating a golden summer with your chance to win a real gold bar. That's right, a fine gold bullion bar worth over £5,000 could be yours. We're also going to make sure your finances are fabulous with £60,000 in tax-free cash. For a chance to win, text GOLD to 63225. One entry costs £2.50 plus one standard network rate message. Or text BONUS to 63225. 5 entries cost £5 plus one standard network rate message. Go to gbnews.com/win. Entry start at £2.50. Call 0903 686 3232. Calls cost £2.50 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and number to GB22 PO Box 8690 Derby DE1 9TT. UK only. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close at 4 p.m. on the 21st of August. This is a network giveaway. Entries will be pulled. Please check the closing time if listening or watching on demand. Good luck.
Do you trust what you're being told? Good, because neither do I.
Those are just facts.
I'm Alex Armstrong, and on my show, we'll expose the spin.
Well, I want to answer that, because you didn't let me last time, because you always speak over me.
The broken promises.
To deny that is denying the truth.
And the hypocrisy.
Needs to
stop.
You think we can allow?
Politics, policy, parliament. Nothing is off limits. No sugarcoating, no fear of offence, just the truth laid bare. Tune in every Saturday and Sunday at 9 p.m. for Alex Armstrong Tonight, only on GB News, Britain's news channel.
As soon as it hits 11 and the headlines come in,
Late Edition brings you the breaking news from all the front pages.
because the news is going to happen.
So get a head start today.
Patrick Christie's Tonight, Late Edition.
Alex Armstrong Tonight, Late Edition, from 11 o'clock every night.
Only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
I've been in Westminster for a long time, but I know that though power may be here, its effect on people's lives is across the whole of the country. We may be where rules are made, but it's where they're implemented that matters. Join me, Jacob Rees-Mogg, for forthright and frank discussion on where Britain has come from, where it's going, and where it will end up. That's State of the Nation, Monday to Thursday, 8 to 9 o'clock. Vox Populi, Vox Dei.
From court mornings
to warm family brunches.
From football to tennis in the car.
In the kitchen.
GB News Breakfast is there. With the stories you need and the conversations that matter.
Anyway, let's talk business.
Well, it has been a historic night in British politics.
It's astonishing, isn't it? We're here again. To start your day just right. GB News Breakfast.
Every morning from 6 a.m.
Only on GB News.
Britain's news channel.
Afternoon Britain, it's 2 o'clock on Thursday the 6th of August. I'm here in Durham. My name's Tom Harwood, and down in London holding the fort for us is the one and only Dawn Neeson. Today we're celebrating Britain.
We certainly are, Tom. Thank you. I dread to think where you're standing now. I can't wait to actually find out, because Tom is right. Today at GB News, we are celebrating what makes Britain great in a very special day of coverage across the country, from Aberdeen to Durham to Leeds, Essex, Belfast, and of course Barry Island. The People's Channel is putting you, the people, first, the great British public, because you are what makes this country absolutely brilliant. You are front and centre as we celebrate GB News.
That's it, and I'm here in the Granite City up in Scotland in Aberdeen with these amazing people. Hello, everybody. We're going to have some fun with you back in the studio in just a few minutes' time.
I'm in Belfast with the Flam Music Cultural Festival is well underway. We'll have more throughout the programme on what makes the UK tick.
I'm here in Barry Island in the original Dolphin pub, and I've got a very special guest.
Alright, what's occurring? I'm here in the Dolphin pub having a pint of wine. I'm waiting for Cal. You recognise him? He got it tattooed on his chin. Tidy.
I love the Barry Island bit. That's brilliant. Thank you so much. OK, now Michelle Dewberry will be live from Essex at 6 p.m. for a programme that promises to pay tribute to you and the viewers. And Patrick Christys will also be broadcasting live from there as well. That begins at 9 o'clock. You don't want to miss it.
Under a Reform government, this betrayal ends. We will introduce the toughest penalties in the world for those who employ and profit from illegal migrants.
We are, of course, covering the main news stories of the day, and the breaking news today is that Reform UK says it would jail company bosses who use or employ migrant labour as they pledge to end illegal working in Britain.
Yes, right across the country today, we are celebrating Britain. Can you believe, Dawn, it's been 5 years since GB News launched, and what a journey the channel has been on these 5 years. But it feels like we've sort of moved with the country as well. So much is different now to where it was 5 years ago. But let's take stock today, just a moment to reflect and really be thankful for everything that we have.
Indeed, we really should. I mean, because we do. And the reason it's called Great Britain, Tom, is because it is great. So many people try and put us down. We should actually stand up. And it's the people that make it great, it really is. And it's certainly the GB News viewers and listeners. Tom will be coming back to you very, very soon. Thank you for now, Tom. And I just want to read this message out, because this is a brilliant message. Derek says, happy birthday, GB News, from Kalgoorlie. I probably pronounced that terribly wrong, but that's Western Australia. So Derek, you and your family, thank you so much for getting in touch, and thank you for viewing. Make like Derek wherever you're watching. You don't have to be in Great Britain. You can be anywhere in the world. I'm loving reading your messages out today. It's absolutely wonderful. gbnews.com/your say. Join in the conversation. Join in the party. Loads more coming up. It's our final hour on this show, but the party carries on. But loads more coming up after the news headlines with Tatiana Sanchez.
Dawn, thank you. The top stories. Home Affairs spokesperson Zia Youssef says Reform UK pledges to hold bosses of companies who are found to be using illegal migrant workers personally liable. He said young British people are being shut out of entry-level jobs and our whole economy is being undermined. Reform UK vows to fine firms 10% of their global revenues and jail bosses who employ people without the right to work. However, the government says it's done the biggest crackdown on illegal working that our country has ever seen, with a 77% increase in raids. Wazir Youssef spoke in central London today.
Over 1 million young Brits are now out of work and education. The Tories and Labour made Britain one of the softest touch countries on earth for illegal workers. They created an ecosystem in which illegal migrants are funnelled directly into our national economy driving down wages and funding the despicable people smuggling gangs. Under this legislation, company directors will be held personally and criminally liable for systemic illegal working within their businesses, regardless of whether they claim personal knowledge of individual breaches.
A woman has been charged following a stabbing in Covent Garden in which 4 men were injured. Stella Golovina was charged today with 4 counts of wounding with intent to cause grievous bodily harm and 1 count of possession of an offensive weapon in a public place. Elsewhere, Gianni Infantino has apologised for errors he made in controversial plans to sell off stakes in competitions to private investors, but he will remain the FIFA president after receiving the backing of senior executives in a meeting in Morocco. Infantino summoned members of the management board to FIFA's Africa office in Rabat following mounting criticism of his failed proposals, with World's governing body releasing a statement of support 4 hours after the meeting ended, where UEFA said at the weekend it had lost confidence in him, calling the FIFA Forward Enterprise a proposal a shabby and backroom opaque deal. Elsewhere, university, a Cambridge professor at the centre of a plagiarism row has resigned with immediate effect. The university said it launched an investigation into Professor Jason Arday following new information about his academic qualifications and honorary appointments. Mr Arday has been accused of plagiarising parts of his PhD thesis, a book he published, and exaggerating his sporting and fundraising achievements. In his resignation letter, the youngest black professor ever appointed at Cambridge University said he no longer wished to live under a constant spotlight. He admitted errors in his work, but said he'd faced an unrelenting level of public scrutiny and personal attack and was not a liar. A petition urging Andy Burnham not to release PC Andrew Harper's killers has surpassed 500,000. On Tuesday, the Prime Minister approved plans to let a number of criminals, including those guilty of murder, become eligible for early release just halfway through their sentences. 2 of those that could be released include Albert Bowes and Jesse Cole, both of whom were convicted of manslaughter in 2020. A record 10,293 referrals were made to the government's anti-extremism scheme Prevent in the year to September last year, according to new figures published by the Home Office today. The total is up 39% in the previous 12 months and is the highest number of referrals in a single year since data began in 2015. Of the 10,279 referrals where the age of the individual was known, 11 to 15-year-olds made up the largest proportion, followed by 16 to 17-year-olds. Some 393 referrals were for children aged 10 or under. And an Afghan boxer has been charged with killing Scottish aid worker Elizabeth Ross in Greece. Sharif Ahmadze, who's 26, has been charged with homicide with intent alongside robbery and weapons offences. The body of Elizabeth Ross, who was 38, was discovered in a suitcase by a homeless man in a derelict building in Athens on the 18th of July. Those are the latest GB News headlines. For now, back to Dawn.
For all the latest from GB News whilst you're on the go, get the GB News app. Scan the QR code now to download or visit gbnews.com/app.
Thank you very much, Tatiana, and good afternoon, Britain. It's coming up to 9 minutes past 2. Indeed, it's Celebrate Britain. That's what we're doing today. And Maria's been in touch. She says, happy birthday, GB News. What a lovely programme today. Thank you to everyone for making this happen. And Vicky said, hi, Dawn, my mum is a huge fan. Could you please wish her a happy birthday for today? Happy birthday, Vicky's mum. Vicky's mum, she didn't tell me your name, but I hope you know who you are. Happy birthday from all of us at GB News. OK, now, throughout the day, we are celebrating on GB News, Celebrating Britain in honour of 5 years of the channel. That's right, we're going to be up and down the country representing you, the people that are really important, the people that make this country so great. We're in Belfast, Aberdeen, Durham, Leeds and Barry Island. So let's go first. Brace yourself, folks. Yes, it's Tom Harwood and he's in Durham. Tom.
That's right, Dawn. I'm here at the heart of Durham Market at Bean to Brew with the wonderful Susan. Susan, how long have you been running this shop here?
Nearly 19 years.
Wow.
Yeah, 3.5 is the coffee, and then before that it was a craft shop.
That's fantastic. And you've got such an amazing array of different coffee beans. I think you're going to...
Well over 40 different ones, yeah.
Wow, and you're going to teach me how to make an excellent bit of coffee.
I'm going to allow you to use my grinder, and then I'll make you a cup of coffee.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. So what are
use the Vietnamese for yours, yeah.
Brilliant.
Which is one of our most popular ones.
One of your most popular different beans. And you said you've got 40 different beans here.
Over 40, nearly probably 50, yeah. A lot of them are local. Berwick, Langley Park, Sacriston, Willington, yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. So what's this process then? We take the beans from the jar.
Yeah. We're going to take it to my grinder, yeah, and weigh it out. A perfect cup of coffee is about 18 grams. So we'll weigh that out. And I'm going to use the espresso machine, yeah.
Okay, so
I'll weigh the beans.
18 grams of beans look like it's...
Not a lot.
Yeah.
Not a lot. There's a little bit extra there, but it'll allow for a little bit in the machine. So we're going to turn it to the espresso because there's different ways of making coffee. So filter coffee, cafetiere, espresso.
And these are sort of different levels of grinding the beans.
So we're going to go for the finer side, yeah? And my machine takes it there. So if you take the little cup...
Yes.
Put it underneath that nozzle there.
Okay.
And come round, and you're going to press that button there.
Okay,
and
right.
Grind it into the cup.
That'll grind it into the cup. So let me press the... Oh, and we can hear that noise already going.
Wait until it stops grinding, I'll tell you.
Okay.
There we are. Now you can turn that off.
And there we go. Oh, they're very finely ground there.
That's a nice fine grind, and that'll go into the espresso, right?
Okay, now we come round to the machine. And, this is the bit that I've seen happen. Yeah.
So we're now going to put it into the cup. So it's nice and fine. And then we tamper it down. There we are, because we did a little bit extra.
Okay, and so this is all sitting...
Tamper it down.
Needs to be compressed there.
There we are.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we're going to put it into the machine there. And how do you like your coffee? Do you like an espresso? Do you like a cappuccino? Latte?
Oh, do you know what? I think I'll go for an espresso today. Actually, yeah. Thank you. Oh, wow. I love the sort of the clunk of the machine and the sense of industry. Oh, we can't do an espresso. You've run out of espresso. They're clearly very popular. I'll have a flat white instead. Fantastic.
So I'm going to press that one.
Oh, and it's a satisfying clunk again, and there it goes.
See how nice and rich it is as it's coming through.
Yeah, it's amazing to think that this was just a bean in a jar a second ago.
Absolutely. Right, I'm going to get your milk out.
Okay. Fantastic.
With a flat white, you don't have a lot of milk. It's more the intense flavour of your coffee.
Okay.
Yeah? So I'm just going to...
And the bean that we selected there, the Colombian bean, it's quite an intense coffee. Vietnamese, sorry.
Yeah, it's roasted with cocoa beans and oil, and it gives it a really intense flavour. So it's a nice smooth coffee, but very high in caffeine because it's Robusta and Arabica beans.
Do you find that people generally want a very caffeinated coffee?
Absolutely, especially the students around exam time. There we are. So your flat white, you would take the milk to there. So you're just getting a little bit of the milk, but you're going to get a really intense flavour of your Vietnamese coffee.
Fantastic.
So have a try.
Well, I'll be buzzing for the rest of the day on this. Here we go. Oh, it's very hot. It's very hot. It's very hot. Oh, that is very rich.
Nice.
It's lovely. Yeah.
Well, I sell about 12 kilos of that a week.
12 kilos?
Yeah, if that one. They're in really big 3 kilo bags, 4 bags a week, and it's always gone by Saturday.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for showing me how it's all made, for making an intensely caffeinated drink for me. That's going to keep me going. Thank you once again. Right, we're going to hand over to Alex Armstrong now, who's up in Aberdeen.
Hello, yes, I am here in the Granite City in Aberdeen. Hello, everybody. with our incredible GB News members here, well, finding out why they want to celebrate Britain, what they love about the country. But talking about Scotland, I'm here with Ewan. Ewan's going to talk me through. We've got a dish here, so I know Tom's been trying coffee, but, you know, coffee's not even from this country, so let's just do something that actually is British. Ewan, talk me through what I've got here.
Right, what you've got here is a traditional Scottish dish from the north and northeast. It's called Cullen's Skink.
I'm going to give that to you, Ewan. Actually, take that from me then. Go on, because
it's called Cullen's Skink. It's made from haddock, potatoes, milk.
Right. What should I expect?
Leek. Pardon?
What should I expect when I have my first?
It'll be creamy and fishy, and it'll be lovely.
All right.
I hope.
I actually quite like that.
Better than you thought.
Do you know what? Everyone was warning me, weren't you? You were warning me. I'm not going to like it.
It is a meal in itself.
All right. So tell me about this dish. How did this come about?
It's traditional fishermen. People keep themselves warm. It's usually accompanied with if you come from Aberdeen itself, a rowie. And in Aberdeenshire it's called a buttery. And it's highly salted. Yeah, lots of calories in it. And go to sea, doesn't go off. Keeps you fresh, keeps you full. And it's delicious.
And this dish here, you told me there's some sort of competition.
Yeah, every year up in Cullen itself there is Cullen Skink World Championships, and people from all over the world come to Cullen, and it is a very sought after title.
I love it. I actually really enjoyed that. There you go.
I'm very glad.
A surprise? Yeah. There you are, surprise. There's a surprise. So there you go. Look, I did spend a few years of my life here. There you go. I fit right in straight away, reintegrated. Thank you, Ewan. Look, I want to go and talk to some of our amazing members here today, because they are coming across all over Scotland. But I want to know what it is that you guys love about GB News. What makes you GB News members? And I'll come and talk to you. Tell us your name and what you love about GB News.
My name's Tracy, staying in Portlethen in Aberdeen. GB News, I just love it. It's brilliant. The banter, all the presenters, all your guests. Some of the shows are just hilarious. They just make me laugh.
Have you got a show that you really love? Apart from Alex Armstrong tonight, obviously.
Well, yeah, I do watch that. I do watch Patrick Christie's as well, but I really like the Saturday 5.
Saturday 5?
Because the banter on that is just hilarious.
Not as good since there was a presenter on there a few months ago that there's no longer on it, but you know.
I know you're not there anymore, but you do have something else to do, unfortunately.
Yes, I do, yeah.
But Darren's he's a good stand-in.
Yeah, we do love Darren, don't we? Yeah. Who else would like to tell us what they love about GB News? We've got some more over here, perhaps, in the corner over there. Anyone would like to? Come on, why don't I have a chat with you over here? What do you love about GB News? What's your name first?
My name's Jill.
Jill. Where are you from, Jill?
I'm from Murray, which is like the next shire over. Yeah, so, but what I like about GB News is from the first moment it started, you were up for, like, addressing issues that nobody else was touching at the time, which was why I and a lot of other people were so relieved to have GB News come along, because you were straight into asking questions about the transgender issue and women's rights, which the likes of the BBC were studiously avoiding. So it was absolutely refreshing, and I think it came along just at the right moment too.
Have you got a favourite show?
Apart from Alex Armstrong, I have to say that.
Obviously, I mean, come on. Yeah.
I do love Free Speech Nation with
Yeah.
Josh Howie. Yeah, I do love that. He has such great guests, and yeah, I just love that one.
Absolutely phenomenal. And would you like to tell us, what do you love about GB News? What brings you to the channel?
I just think that the people are lovely. It just feels like a family. That's the main thing. I've started watching it from day one, and I've just stuck with it because great people. Just a great family atmosphere, and the fact that you're here in Aberdeen, that's a big thing, you know, bothering to come up and see us all, and so that we can share in the channel.
And while I've got you, what's your favourite thing about Aberdeen?
My husband wearing a kilt.
Yeah, there you go. Now listen, I have made a promise that next time I come here, I will wear a kilt. All right, so there we go. I've got my Armstrong tartan tie now, thanks to the lovely. We've got two actually, so thank you guys for that. And we'll be back here in Aberdeen. We're gonna do some Morris dancing as well. How about that? Back to you.
Alex Armstrong, you promised me you were going to wear your kilt at some point during this show. You've let me down hugely.
What can I say?
We've still got time, Alex. We've still got time. That's the wonderful Alex Armstrong there in Aberdeen for us. Thank you, Alex. And thank you for all your lovely comments that's coming in. Tommy said, GB News, 5 years ago you came into my life. I now love you more than I do my wife. Happy birthday. Oh, you might want to run that one past your wife, first of all. Lisa has got in touch from Canada. Thank you, Lisa, for your kind thoughts there. And Brian, also in Canada. Happy birthday, GB News from Alberta in Canada. And Lisa in Australia. Happy birthday from Lisa and Tony watching in Australia. So it's not just GB News, the wonderful people in Great Britain. It's people all around the world that watch us. So thank you so much for your company. Now, the party is continuing all day. You won't want to miss it either. We've got some very, very special shows celebrating Britain tonight. Michelle Dewberry will be live from Essex at 6 o'clock for a programme that promises to pay tribute to you, the viewers. And also Patrick Christie will be broadcasting live from there as well. And that begins at 9 o'clock. So make sure you tune in.
All day today, we're celebrating what makes Britain great. And then tonight, we're leaving the studio behind to take GB News on the road. Join me alongside the GB News family and a very special live audience as we head to Essex for the Celebrate Britain grand finale. Don't miss this incredible night. Jubes & Co. live from 6 p.m. and Patrick Christie's Tonight live from 9 p.m. Only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
That's all coming up tonight. You really don't want to miss it. And Lynn says, oh, Tom and that coffee, really loving that. I love GB News. So it's a huge thank you to all the wonderful entertainment you give us to your viewers. Lynn, yeah, I do agree with you. Maybe Tom should step away with some of the very strong coffee sometimes. Keep them coming in, gbnews.com/you'll Now, it is coming up to, 21 minutes past 2, and it's time for the Great British Giveaway, and your time is indeed ticking, literally, on your chance to win that £60,000 in tax-free cash and that real gold bar worth over £5,000. You don't want to miss it, so here's Hayley Sparks with all the details for you.
One person is guaranteed to win over £65,000 worth of gold and cash. And that person could be you.
You could be our latest Great British Giveaway winner and join our exclusive list of giveaway champions.
First of all, we want to give you a ton of tax-free cash.
£60,000 in tax-free cash that you could use however you like. Treat your family, treat your friends,
or treat yourself to a luxury 5-star holiday somewhere like here, all as Santi by Domes Resorts.
Plus, you'll also receive a fine gold bar worth over £5,000.
Don't miss your chance to win over £65,000 worth of prizes.
For a chance to win, text GOLD to 63225. One entry costs £2.50 plus one standard network rate message. Or text BONUS to 63225. 5 entries cost £5 plus one standard network rate message. Go to gbnews.com/win. Entries start at £2.50. Call 0903 686 3232. Calls cost £2.50 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and number to GB22 PO Box 8690 Derby DE1 9TT. UK only. Entrants must be 18 or over. Lines close at 4 p.m. on the 21st of August. This is a network giveaway. Entries will be pooled. Please check the closing time if listening or watching on demand. Good luck.
Good luck indeed, and thank you so much. There's so many lovely messages. Sue's just been in touch. We are also living in Western Australia, originally from Cambridge. GB News is on our TV from 5 a.m. every day. Happy birthday, and thank you for a refreshing style of presenting and discussing the news. Love from Sue and Pete. Sue, thank you, and Pete, so much for your comments, and thank you for keeping us company as a wonderful viewer. Thank you so much. This is Good Afternoon Britain on GB News. There's lots more coming up on today's show. We will continue to celebrate what makes Britain great in a special day of coverage all across the country. But after the break...
Under a Reform government, this betrayal ends. We will introduce the toughest penalties in the world for those who employ and profit from illegal migrants.
Yes, the breaking news story of the day. Reform UK says it would jail company bosses who use or employ the migrant labour as they pledge to end illegal working in Britain. All of that and much more to come. This is GB News, Britain's news channel. I'll see you soon.
Bold.
They are under no illusion.
Brave.
Are you a human trafficker?
Boundless. I've had enough of the nonsense, and I'm not afraid to say it.
Don't get us on the BBC.
Every weeknight, I tear through the headlines.
The smell of gasoline. Should we be worried about it?
From Westminster madness to cultural war chaos.
What I'm going to do now is they are throwing things out the car as we speak.
Get ready, Britain. Here we go. Patrick Christie's tonight, weeknights from 9 p.m. only on GB News, Britain's news channel.
At the stroke of midnight, the news doesn't stop, and neither do we.
Day in, day out. Forget stuffy late night TV shows. We're giving you a front row ticket to the centre of the political universe.
Because breaking news doesn't wait for the morning.
And neither do we. Join us for one of the most controversial and volatile times of politics in human history.
A very big story.
Big story over here.
You won't get this anywhere else. The Late Show live at midnight, every night.
Only on GB News.
From the school run to the home run, watch a new show for all of Britain.
He can say whatever he wants.
A straight talking show where all voices are heard.
And, you know, when are we going to stop talking about smashing the gangs and actually do it?
With the stories that matter from every part of our country.
There's a bit of a crash landing there for your Chancellor.
Bold, fearless and standing up for you. That's me, Martin Daubney, 3 p.m. till 6 p.m, weekdays, here only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Good afternoon, Britain. It is 27 minutes past 2, so the show is flying past. Now, the main breaking news story of the day is that Reform UK has vowed to crack down on illegal migration during a press conference in Westminster earlier. They pledged to jail company bosses who use or employ migrant labour. Let's have a listen to what they had to say.
We will introduce the toughest penalties in the world for those who employ and profit from illegal migrants. We'll restore order to our high streets, protect the integrity of our border and return fairness to the British economy. We will stand up for British workers.
But Health Secretary Yvette Cooper says the government has tough measures in place already. Here's what she had to say.
Well, this government has done the biggest crackdown on illegal working that our country has ever seen, with a 77% increase in raids. 17,000 businesses have seen raids for illegal working, massive crackdown in terms of the courts, and also more than 50% increase in people who've been illegally working also being deported and returned as well. We take this really seriously, and that's why we've had this major crackdown that's delivering results.
OK, it's a lot of debate around this one. So let's talk now to political commentator and activist Iman Aitan. Iman, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Iman, what did you make of what Zia Youssef had to say this morning?
Well, I think we already have the appropriate laws in place that punish employers and organisations. So they're basically repeating or trying to, I don't know, I would say utilise the fact that many people don't necessarily do their research and a level of ignorance to get away with repeating what Labour have currently done. So I actually agree with Yvette Cooper, the Health Secretary of Labour right now. Labour have currently decided they are going to strengthen the current laws that we have, or they have decided to adopt a new approach which leads with emphasis and a bit more enforcement. So as an example, just to refer to Zia Youssef, he said that, or he stated that he would introduce up to 10% fines of a company's revenue, so not profits, and global revenue, global revenue, okay? And the issue with that is many reasons, obviously, in terms of the fact that it's naturally going to lead with companies potentially leaving as a result of not being able to pay said fines. Two, it kind of flies in the face of Reform's current pro-business themes, such as empowering businesses and ensuring investment. So I think it's incredibly contradictory. But most importantly, I'll just emphasise one thing, which I think is really important. The current law that we have is the Immigration, Asylum, Nationality Act of 2006. And where Zia Youssef has failed in terms of his proposal is it doesn't cover any nuance, whereas the current laws via Labour, and I will say Tories, it does. So the current law in section 15 covers whether an organisation failed to do their due diligence. And then section 25 covers whether you deliberately decided to hire an illegal worker. So more of the tell is it's very contradictory in terms of their own themes and what we're currently doing right now. In other words, rectifying the very issues that everyone has a problem with.
Okay, Iman, obviously, yes, these laws are technically in place, but in August it emerged that Deliveroo and Just Eat delivery accounts were being offered to migrants within 10 minutes of asking through social media groups, and migrants were paying as little as £40 a week for other people's login. So even though the laws might be enforced, it's not actually working at the moment. So maybe Reform's message is that we are going to clamp down, we are going to make sure that nobody slips through these gaps.
But that's what Labour is currently doing. So they've decided they've extended their right to work checks. They've ensured that they have their whistleblower routes. So that was actually something that Zia Youssef proposed, that they would have a call line for, I think it was Turkish barbers, right? We already have these things in place. And like I said originally, Labour are currently, you just have to give them time, in all fairness, they are currently trying to strengthen those laws. They are making sure that there aren't any loopholes that you can get around. They are trying to ensure that they have enough enforcement officers to go along to these workplaces and do the investigations needed, make sure that there are arrests. I mean, we already have £60,000 fine if you fail your due diligence as an organisation. We already have an unlimited fine and imprisonment, 5 years under the current laws. So I think it's about holding on to the fact that Labour are currently doing the work, and it's only impatience and ignorance that prevents people from seeing that, if that makes any sense.
Iman, thank you so much for joining us with your opinion today. That's political commentator and activist Iman Aiton there. Thank you so much for joining us. OK, a Deliveroo spokesperson has said illegal working should absolutely be addressed, and that's why we've led the industry in cracking down on the sophisticated, organised criminals who attempt to abuse our platform. We run right-to-work checks on all our riders, conduct multiple daily identity checks and use cutting-edge fraud detection technology. OK, please do let me know what you think about that one at gbnews.com/your say. As Iman pointed out, the rules are in place, but they don't seem to be that rigorously enforced by some companies. OK, this is Good Afternoon Britain on GB News. There's lots more coming up on today's show. Yes, Westminster Council in London has come under fire after recommending a ban on standing in pubs in London's West End. What on earth is going on there? What is wrong with standing at the bar in a pub? Well, you're going to find out, aren't you? All of that and much more after your headlines with Tatiana Sanchez.
Thank you. The top stories. A woman has been charged following a stabbing in Covent Garden in which 4 men were injured. Stella Golovina was charged today with 4 counts of wounding with intent to cause grievous bodily harm and 1 count of possession of an offensive weapon in a public place. Reform UK says it will fine firms 10% of their global revenues and jail bosses who employ people without the right to work. The party said its aim was to stop delivery and gig economy companies profiting from illegal workers without consequences. However, the government says it's done the biggest crackdown on illegal working that our country's ever seen, with a 77% increase in raids. And Gianni Infantino has apologised for errors he made in controversial plans to sell off stakes in competitions to private investors. But he will remain FIFA president after receiving the backing of senior executives in a meeting in Morocco. Those are the latest headlines. More at 3 o'clock with Sam Francis.
Tune into GB News Radio wherever you are. Online, on DAB digital radio, on TuneIn, on Radio Player, on Nation Player and on your smart speaker. Just say, play GB News.
Thank you very much, Tatiana, and thank you all for your comments. PW said, regarding the party dawn, will there be a few GB News sore heads tomorrow? I bet Alex will be on the whiskey. Well, I couldn't possibly comment. I've just got a nice cup of tea in the studio. But keep those messages coming in at gbnews.com/your say. And we will continue to celebrate with tea or whiskey what makes Britain great in a special day of coverage all across the country. Coming up next, we're going to be back in Belfast with the wonderful Doogie Beattie. All of that and much more to come. This is GB News at Britain's News Channel. I'll see you very soon.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to your latest GB News weather update brought to you from the Met Office. A cooler day for many of us, dry for most with plenty of sunshine around. It will still feel quite warm in the sunshine, but it has been a bit of a fresher start. We've got northwesterly winds across the UK, a ridge of higher pressure bringing that dry and bright weather for most of us. Some rain will push into the far northwest later on. There are a few showers skirting along the east coast of northern England. Could see a shower across some areas of northwest England throughout this afternoon, but I think for most of us it's going to be a dry day. Quite a bit of cloud around, but still some sunshine across the south coast in particular. Here temperatures climbing towards the low 20s, but for most of us temperatures will actually be below average for the time of year, so a much fresher feel than we've had recently. Into this evening, it remains dry across more eastern areas of Scotland. To the west, though, showery rain will start to push in across the Highlands and Western Isles. We'll also see some showers across areas of Northern Ireland. Dry for many other areas. You can see some rain on the graphics here. I think it's going to be pretty light and not many of us inland will see any of this rain. Clearer skies further south, making for a fine end to the day, but it is going to be another pretty cool night with temperatures dropping down to the mid-single figures in rural areas. We could see some mist and fog to start Friday as well in any valleys across parts of Wales and England. Further north, across parts of Scotland, the winds will start to pick up, touching gale force for the far west of Scotland, and some heavy rain will push in. So a fresh start for much of England and Wales, perhaps some mist and fog. That should clear pretty quickly, and it will warm up quite quickly as well once the sunshine comes up. And it's going to be a warmer day on Friday compared to today, particularly across more southern areas. Again, plenty of dry and bright weather, probably a little bit more sunshine around on Friday, with temperatures climbing towards the mid-20s, but much fresher feel in the north. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Britain, for all of you who listen to GB News Radio.
Whether you're at home or on the go, you're making us Britain's news channel and Britain's radio station.
Good afternoon, this is the latest AI travel news from GBnews.com. The M23 northbound is closed between junctions 9 and 8 in Reigate. The M4 eastbound is closed between junctions 20 and 19 in Hungerford. The A1 is closed between junctions 3 and 4. The M18 northbound is affected by a collision between junctions 1 and 2 in Rotherham. In Scotland, the A9 northbound is restricted at Killiecrankie after a broken down vehicle. And on the trains, cross-country and Great Western Railway services are reduced between Newport and Cardiff Central, and Great Western Railway has no trains between Liskeard and Looe. For more travel news, go to gbnews.com.
Good afternoon, Britain. It is 20 to 3 already. Time is flying. Mandy says, happy birthday, GB News. I only started watching your channel about 3 weeks ago, and I'm so glad it did. Great presenters. Thanks, Mandy. Feels like a real news channel. I love the debates. I'm hooked and watch every day and won't be leaving. Thank you so much. I'm loving reading your comments today. It's absolutely wonderful because we are celebrating all day today, celebrating Britain and all the areas which makes it so wonderful. OK, I think we are waiting to go to Doogie Beattie, who I think has been slightly delayed. He's probably standing up in a pub somewhere knowing Doogie. But lots of you are getting into touch, and lots of you getting in touch about the illegal workers as well. And May says, I live in a small village with 2 barbershops, 3 hairdressers, 3 nail bars, a vape shop, and the post office has been closed down. Well, isn't that the case? We do see that so many times on our high streets these days. And what's this one coming in here? Right, lots of people getting in touch about the immigration law and Iman's comments. It's like, well, yes, those laws may be in place, but they are quite clearly not working. And I think that's a very valid point. I mean, Nigel Nelson is still sitting with me in the studio. And Nigel, Iman made the point that many people are making, that yes, the laws are in place. What Reform has said isn't exactly new, but maybe Reform are going to enforce those laws a bit more than the current government and the previous government.
In a sense, assuming that Reform actually do form a government, they will inherit the same problems as the government we've got at the moment. And I think that what everyone is ignoring is some of the progress that has been made. So illegal crossings across the Channel so far this year, 43% down. That is actually that is a bit of a win. Then we have doubling the number of National Crime Agency coppers who are catching the smuggling gangs. 300 more arrests last year than the previous year, and so it goes on. So we are doing something about it. The problem really is that it's so visible. You see people crossing the Channel. They started crossing the Channel back in sort of 2018. Up until then, they were coming in the back of lorries.
Yes,
and we succeeded in stopping them coming on the back of lorries, but of course, you never saw them.
It is interesting that the lorries stopped. I mean, we seemed to sort that problem out, but then the boats obviously took over. Interesting when you say sort of like, 42% down, but what people don't mention when they use that figure is that migration into France is also roughly 40% down as well. So one of the reasons why the boats are not so many coming across the Channel, as you say, 42% down, is because there's less of them getting into France, because France have, to be fair, toughened up.
Yeah, and France have got a problem. I mean, in fact, the rest of Europe has a bigger problem than we do with migrants. And yes, you're right, France has done that. They've also actually helped us. I mean, again, we're ignoring some of the things that the French have done. They've probably stopped about 40,000 crossings themselves, thanks to police action. Now, it may be those same people then tried again.
Well, indeed. This is an endless debate that we are having on GB News, and hopefully someone at some point will do something about it. In any case, I think we are now ready to go to Doogie BT, who's having his own personal party, by the sounds of it, in Northern Ireland. Doogie!
Well done, how are you? Yes, we're here backstage. We've managed to get backstage, and I've met a few Galway girls. Girls, where did you travel up?
From Galway this morning.
The whole way up? You trained it. That's the best way of doing it. Now, Dawn, as you know, in the TV land, many of us are dressed this part. We're not dressed on the bottom. It does my heart good this morning to actually see we can just get a shot, no dancing shoes on. And why have you no dancing shoes on at this minute in time?
Because we're getting ready to go up on the gig rig.
Yeah. Show us a few Irish steps, please, if you just talk us through what these are.
So, we do traditional Irish dancing. We've competed for many years, so we're delighted to do it in such a wonderful place like the up with Lacakiltis this evening.
Talk us through a few steps.
So the step we'll dance to you is just a little bit from our piece that we're about to perform later today, and it's an a cappella part, so it's the part we do without the musicians.
Brilliant. Well, show us a few moves there. We just go ahead and we'll see how... Isn't that fantastic? I only wish I could move my feet like that, Dawn. Unfortunately, even on the best of times, I couldn't move my feet in that direction, and you would just see my terrible trainers at the bottom of my feet. But there is other people knocking about here we want to see. Well, how are you, sir?
Good, Doogie, how are you?
I'm good. Are you doing any singing recently?
I'm doing singing, and anyone who will listen to me will get a song. And I think that's the beauty of The Fly, is that there's songs in everybody and a story or a bit of music in everyone, and that's what it's about.
And how is the crowd here today?
It's incredible, but I think the crowds have surpassed all expectations. Like Sunday, I was here on the main stage, and the atmosphere was just so joyful. There's such unity, there's such inclusion. It has just been so transformative, I think, for this city, and something that it's really been needing for so long.
Well, sing us a few bars there. Anything you
want. Do you want a bit of something from Belfast?
That'll do.
In a neat little town they call Belfast, apprentice to trade I was bound. 7 long years transportation I spent in that sweet little town, and her eyes they shone like diamonds, you'd thought her the queen of the land, and her hair hung over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band. I started too low.
You did,
but your heights at the end.
You're still nearly as good as me.
Keep her
All right, sir. Thank you very much. There you are, Dawn. What about that? Dancing and a song, especially for our viewers.
Thank
this
you
is
so
Belfast. What a delight it actually is.
It was an absolute delight. Doogie, thank you so much. That man's voice was just stunning, and the girls dancing was just stunning. I'm just really grateful you didn't join in with the girls dancing, do you, BT? Thank you so much for having the party in Northern Ireland. And it's just not Northern Ireland. Dawn, love GB News. Watch it daily from South Africa. That's from James. And PW says, well done, GB News. Happy birthday. You all deserve your hangovers and hope you enjoy celebrating. I'm another one that's totally addicted. I love you all. Long may you continue to rule. Oh, please do keep them coming. I'm loving reading them out. OK, we are celebrating all day and we won't have, I won't have a hangover tomorrow. What makes Britain great in a special day of coverage across all the country? Next up, we are going to Wales, which is brilliant fun because we've got a young Meg Cope down there for us. But if you are in search of some holiday sun, Wales might not be your best bet, just hazarding a guess there. But here is the forecast for some of those top European holiday destinations.
Ready to soak up that holiday sunshine?
Won't we need some cover?
No worries, all sorted.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GB News Travel Destinations Forecast.
Hello, you're heading away for the next few days. Plenty of dry and sunny weather across much of Europe. A risk of thunderstorms across some alpine regions. But for the Canary Islands, temperatures are climbing into the mid-30s. We're in the low 30s across parts of Spain. Plenty of hot sunshine, though. It's across the Alps where you can see these thunderstorms affecting parts of the Mediterranean towards Greece and Croatia as well. Here again, temperatures in the mid-30s, very hot indeed. And there is more of the same to come. Bye-bye.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GB News Travel Destinations Forecast.
This is GB News, Britain's news channel.
4 heat waves, weeks without meaningful rain. As the UK heads towards one of its hottest summers on record, the pressure is showing here in Sussex, in the fruit growing across these fields. Well, the impact of the heat is already visible here. This local grower says that if these extreme temperatures continue, this year's harvest may well be smaller in size.
I don't think there's been another period like this in the history. 3 years ago, we had a tremendous heat wave in the middle of harvest. We were unable to get the fruit to cool down quickly enough. The following year we had a very, very light crop, and the same again this year.
GB News, the People's Channel. This is GB News, Britain's news channel.
Britain's only all-female chess team, called She Plays to Win, has been promoted to the game's top division, only to be told they must recruit a male player to compete. Now, league rules require every First Division team to include at least one male and one female player, meaning that one of the team's female players could lose her place. I'm joined in the studio by the She Plays to Win chess players, Anusha and Alicia. Great to see you both this afternoon.
Thank you.
So sorry about what's going on. You've been promoted, but you might have to lose one of your teammates. What's going on here?
So essentially, we have fallen victim to this rule that She Plays to Win, our team, has been promoted to the First Division in our league, but now must have a male player as part of the rules.
GB News, the People's Channel. Good afternoon, Britain. Weekdays from midday.
Well, that drought is due to long periods, record periods actually, with no rainfall and high temperatures. The areas that are affected, as you say, over half of England, half of the UK affected by that. The areas being East Anglia, Hertfordshire, the whole of London, Thames Valley, Hampshire and the Isle of Wight, Devon and Cornwall, the West Midlands and Wessex, covering Dorset, Somerset, Wiltshire and Gloucestershire. So a huge area impacted by that drought. There is also that amber heat health alert still in place here. That's in place until tomorrow. And temperatures today in the south could reach up to 35 degrees. So people here in Bognor Regis coming to the coast to cool down.
GB News, the People's Channel.
Good afternoon, Britain. It is 10 to 3, and good afternoon particularly to our Kirsten and Matt, who are watching on their holiday in the static caravan in Brittany. Thank you so much for your company. OK, now we are having a party all day today, and we are celebrating Britain and everywhere and all the people that makes it great. So let's go now. This is my favourite bit. Let's go now to Wales, where GB News reporter, the wonderful Meg Cope, joined us. Meg, how's it going?
Hi Dawn. Right, so if you're a fan of Gavin and Stacey, I've got a treat for you because I'm at Uncle Bryn's house. Let's go in, come on. This is the first time the house has been open to the public because it's under new ownership and they've replicated all the little bits in the show. So let's have a look here. So we're in the living room. Look at this. Don't mention the fishing trip, whatever you do. And here, who can forget Bryn's MySpace page with his only 17 friends. Now, I'm joined now by the new owners of this house, Jax and Tom. Jax and Tom, thank you so much for joining me. So tell me a bit about why on earth you wanted to buy it. Are you massive fans?
Yeah, we are massive fans, aren't we?
Fans, yeah.
We saw the opportunity come up and we thought we wouldn't get it. So we tried and we did, and then here we are.
Yeah, it's been fantastic actually, and yeah, being fans, we just thought it'd be so fun to stay here, and then that kind of got us thinking, well, if we would like to stay here, probably other people would. So
yeah. So tell me a bit about the plans for the place. So you're going to open it up to the public.
Yep. It's going to be an Airbnb for Uncle Bryn and Gavin and Stacey fans. We are trying to recreate series 3, episode 3, when in this room when all the guys come over from Essex. And yeah, we just want it to be a real fan experience. We've put the gym in because everybody wants that. So yeah.
Had to have a gym. Had to have a gym.
You just had to, didn't you? So tell us about the interest you've had so far. Is it just UK-based fans or is it worldwide?
No, all over the place.
Yeah, I think the show has a global reach. So yeah, we've had fans from all over the world
Australia,
contacting us, wanting to stay and asking when they can book. So yeah, it's been
great.
fun.
So when's it open to the public?
We're hoping for August bank holiday. So we're still renovating ourselves, getting it done. We're getting closer and closer to it. So yeah, end of August.
Yeah, a couple of weeks away, I think, and then we'll be good to go. So.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Jax and Tom. And who can forget my special guest for today, Nessa? How's it going? You all right?
I'm not going to lie, Meg, I'm cracking. Now listen, Gwen's got an omelette on the stove for us over there, so we're going to make our way over in a minute, all right? I'll just finish my foot spa.
Well, you heard her. There we go. We're going to go over to Auntie Gwen's house. See you later, guys.
Meg, thank you so much, and thank you for all those brilliant reports, and thank you to the lovely lady doing a brilliant job of Nessa. Thank you so much for all your company today. It has been wonderful. So many messages from all across the globe, which is particularly heartwarming. But please don't go anywhere, because up next is the wonderful Martin Daubney, and the party continues all day, especially tonight. We've got Michelle Dewberry at 6 o'clock with a live show from Essex, and we have also got, straight after that, we've got the wonderful Patrick Christie, who is presenting from 9 o'clock live in Essex, and he will have some very feisty panels with all your favourite and some of your not favourite GB News presenters and contributors on them. I'm going to be there as well because I talk fluent Essex, obviously, so please do join us. It's going to be a proper party. We are going to have a round, and because this day is about you, as we've been saying all day, you are the important ones. GB News exists for you. We wouldn't be here without you. Your comments have been wonderful, so thank you so much, and stay with us all day because it is going to have a really good party. But Martin Daubney is continuing the party this afternoon. It's going to be a cracker. I'll see you later on tonight. Have a wonderful day.
Expect warm spells with the odd rude interruption. Boxed Boiler sponsors the weather on GB News.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to your latest GB News weather update, brought to you from the Met Office. Rain pushes into parts of the northwest through the rest of today. Elsewhere, though, it will remain dry, though remaining fairly cool, much cooler than it has been lately. That's thanks to a ridge of high pressure and northerly winds wrapping around this ridge, pushing in from the north and east. It does mean there has been a bit of a breeze across eastern coast. That should ease through the rest of today and overnight. And clear skies will likely develop across much of England and Wales, some eastern areas of Scotland too, as well as Northern Ireland. Further north and west, though, cloudier and wetter skies move in. The winds will increase here to near gale force as well. So under the clearer skies, temperatures will fall away rurally down into the low single figures. So it's likely to be a fairly fresh start to the day across more southern areas. But across the north, it's going to be a much wetter day. The far north and west of Scotland, the Highlands and Western Isles seeing the worst of any rain, and those strong gusty winds as well into the morning. Dry for Northern Ireland, plenty of sunshine, as well as southern Scotland and elsewhere across the UK. You'll see there's a few showers here and there, but I think most of us are going to see a dry start to the day. There'll be more in the way of sunshine to come throughout Friday, so it will feel a little bit warmer than it has done today. Still a risk of the odd shower, relatively light one across some central areas of England, some parts of Wales too, but much of the rain's going to be focused once again across the very far north of Scotland, where it will turn relatively persistent into the afternoon. So cooler here, but elsewhere a warmer day with temperatures climbing towards 25 degrees. In the south and east. So quite a warm end to the week, but it is going to turn hotter as we approach the weekend. Another relatively cool evening though to come on Friday, so a fresher start, but temperatures will climb through Saturday across southern areas. Plenty of sunshine across the south as well, temperatures reaching 30 degrees by Sunday. Bye-bye.
Expect warm spells with the odd rude interruption. Box Boilers sponsors the weather on GB News.
Welcome to Orla Santi by Domes Resorts, where we're celebrating with an incredible £60,000 to be won. Plus, we'll give you a fine gold bullion bar worth over £5,000. Don't miss your chance to win over £65,000 worth of prizes.
For a chance to win, text GOLD to 63225. One entry costs £2.50 plus one standard network rate message. Or text BONUS to 63225. 5 entries cost £5 plus one standard network rate message. Go to gbnews.com/win. Entries start at £2.50. Call 0903 686 3232. Calls cost £2.50 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and number to GB22 PO Box 8690 Derby DE1 9TT. UK only. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close at 4 p.m. on the 21st of August. This is a network giveaway. Entries will be pulled. Please check the closing time if listening or watching on demand.
Britain is not just a geographical expression. We are a people bound together by history and culture that are distinctively British. Join me to celebrate our music, theatre, artworks and literature, which we can explore and enjoy together.
Everybody's welcome.
Sunday with Michael Portillo. Every Sunday at 11 a.m. on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Some people enjoy lazy Sunday mornings, but not me.
What's the truth of the matter?
So that's a very live question.
Would you support him if he waters down these plans?
Before the spin sets in, I'll be getting to the truth.
This is personal.
No soft questions, no easy answers.
It's one thing if the state has rules in this country. It's another thing whether the police and others actually police them.
Setting the agenda and holding those in power to account.
You can't really blame her if the system is set up this way. You will not want to miss it, trust me.
The Camilla Tominey Show, Sundays from 9:30, only on GB News.
Welcome to Free Speech Nation with me, Josh Howard. This is the show where each week we see what's happening in the world of culture, current affairs and politics.
First we'll say, welcome to the UK. Oh, thank you.
And we're not afraid to use our free speech so that you can use yours.
It's not controversial in the slightest to anyone who hasn't lost their mind.
Free Speech Nation, Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
As soon as it hits 11 and the headlines come in,
the Late Edition brings you the breaking news from all the front pages.
Because the news is going to happen.
So get a head start today.
Patrick Christie's tonight, Late Edition.
Alex Armstrong tonight, Late Edition. From 11 o'clock every night.
Only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Very, very good afternoon to you. It's 3 p.m. Welcome to the Martin Dalton Show here on GB News, broadcasting for you until 6 p.m. A cracking, patriotic show awaits you today, and here's what's on today's menu. Top story today. Today at GB News, we're celebrating what makes Britain great, and in a special day of coverage from Aberdeen to Durham to Leeds, Essex, Belfast and to Barry Island. The People's Channel is putting you, the great British public, at the front and centre as we celebrate Britain. Here's Tom Harwood.
Live from the centre of Durham, the River Wear cuts through the middle of the city. I'm finding out about Britain's maritime history.
And I'm here up in Scotland, in Aberdeen, in the Granite City, here with the lovely members.
Tom Harwood there, always putting his oar in. Now, also coming up on today's show.
Under a Reform government, this betrayal ends. We will introduce the toughest penalties in the world for those who employ and profit from illegal migrants.
Deliveroo driver clamped down from Reform UK's Zia Youssef today as Reform UK says it would jail company bosses who use or employ migrant labour as they pledge to end illegal working in Britain. I'll be joined in Westminster by Reform UK's Home Affairs spokesperson Zia Youssef next to discuss this. And meanwhile, GB News can today reveal illegal immigrants in Calais are being handed NGO-funded crib sheets to help them game their way towards Britain, with help in 16 different languages and even a QR code to YouTube tutorial videos on how to gain asylum in Britain. Is the invasion of Britain being aided by foreign charities? And the petition calling for the early release of two of PC Andrew Harper's killers to be blocked has now surpassed more than 500,000 signatures. Today in the studio I'll be joined by a former cop who's about to set off on a 200-mile sponsored cycle ride in support of police officers who've lost their lives in duty. And there he is, hugging the mother of PC Andrew Harper. And locals in Brent are furious over plans to build a 13-storey mega mosque on the site of a former Irish pub with 3 prayer levels, Muslim schools and even a morgue. Locals say it will clog an already congested area. But as GB News will reveal today, there are already 39 other mosques in the immediate vicinity. So is this new one even needed? And that's all coming up in your next hour. Welcome to the show. It's a pleasure to have your company. The scourge of illegal workers is one that every viewer and listener of GB News will be more than familiar with. That barbershop on your local high street suddenly has 7 competitors. That's funny. Are there enough people in town who need a haircut that day? I wonder, could that be a front for something shadier? All those vape shops that keep cropping up everywhere, and all those Deliveroo riders coming to deliver your takeaway, are they really the same person that just gave their photograph? Because I thought I ordered from a woman. There's a geezer in a balaclava. Anyway, is it time for a clampdown on that? Well, Reform UK certainly think so. They're delivering a clampdown today to jail bosses who employ illegal workers. Zia Youssef from Reform UK is with me in the studio to outline that plan. Get in touch usual ways, and that is, of course, gbnews.com/your say is the way to get in touch, or you can scan the QR code on your screens right now. We've got a cracking show ahead, but enough of me. It's your headlines with Sam Francis.
Martin, thank you, and good afternoon to you. Just after 3 o'clock, well, the top story this hour. The Reform UK's Home Affairs spokesperson, Zia Youssef, says the party pledges to hold bosses of companies to account